Welcome back to She Talks, We Listen. I'm your host, Trey Five, and tonight we diving into the world of independent women, but not just in the way of social media defines it or the internet. Independence is celebrated, but does it come with a cost? Are women truly free when they pursue success alone, or does it sometimes lead to unrealistic pressures, isolation, and difficulties in relationships? We'll hear real stories, break down pink flags, and debate whether the rise of hyper independence has changed relationships for the better or for the worse. This is She Talks, We Listen. We welcome y'all here. First segment, She Talk, We Listen. This is the open floor segment where the ladies share their personal stories on what they feel like are good or bad examples of independence. So tonight, I want to hear your experiences on being an independent woman, whether it's empowering or whether it's just exhausting. Have y'all ever felt like your success made your relationship harder? I want y'all to touch on, have men been intimidated or women been intimidated by your success and your ambition? Also, has your independence given you more options in life or did it make dating harder in life? Come on, ladies, let's see what you got. You was looking, so
I'm a hyper independent woman. I do everything by my fucking self. I got my own car, my own house, my own everything, and I also have a 10-month-old child. So my experience in being an independent woman is that this shit is fucking trash. I don't, I'm not gonna say there's not a certain level of empowerment to it because, just the fact that you could do it, it makes you feel a certain kind of way. But I feel like it's defeminizing. You know what I'm saying? Like all the independent, paying all these bills by myself, trying to figure everything out, just having to problem solve everything every fucking day. It makes it hard to be a feminine woman, like because I now have to go out here and be, you know, dominant in every facet. I gotta go out here and get the money. I gotta go out here and make sure motherfuckers ain't playing with me. I gotta go out here and make sure I'm reaching for these achievements and goals in my career. So, you know, when I was a two-person household, it was a lot easier to just pay half of the bills. It was a lot easier to go, I had a lot more financial freedom when I had a partner that was a support system rather than having a partner that was draining me. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to move around. I didn't know it was my turn. Whew, Lord, independent. Um, it is empowering for me, but when I don't even know how to categorize that because it's a. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, give me 1 second. So, as far as being independent, because I'm bisexual and I prefer women over men, I feel like I'm the more dominant one in that relationship, and so I feel like I have to be more independent than my mate. And then when I'm with a male, I feel like they need to be dominant and make me feel like I need to be. I don't even know how to explain it or express it. I'm sorry. Can you come back to me, Trey? I'm so sorry.
So for me, independence, I guess like they was kind of saying it has its pros and cons. I like the idea that it creates a resilience and it help you identify and understand who you are as a person. But I think that when we're tapping into women per se, when we're talking femininity, that independency is great, that women had to figure it out and get it together and just do it, but some of that has also just been by force within our communities and things. And so sometimes, like the young lady was talking about, being that I deal with women, it can be a pro and a con. I'm pretty much get a bag, have my own. But I prefer my mate to also match that same energy when it comes to money and things like that. Sometimes people are not set up like that, so it can cause issues because you're not on the same page. Also, being that I kind of come from more of a single mom household, I just been kind of enforced into that thing to know how to get it out the mud, to always know how to take care of myself, which is a good thing. But like now in my new relationship, I have to learn how to be somewhat dependent in areas that I'm so used to taking care of. So I guess create what people consider like a soft life, or just having a good partner to take some things off your plate. So sometimes the cons of it is just not being able to know when to ask for help, or when to step back and be in your femininity and allow somebody else to help you or take care of you. So that's what I feel about independency.
Oh, hi, it's my go. Um, well, me personally, I can only speak on what I've seen. My mom is very independent. She's been very independent my entire life. So growing up, it did definitely had its pros and cons, but I can say it had more cons than pros, because watching my mom be a single mom and being independent and taking care of all of us taught me how to be exactly that. So I don't never need or want for anything. I get everything on my own. I make sure I'm straight, and I learned that behavior from my mother. So I don't know. I feel like that's more of a pro than a con, if anything. Being an independent woman, yeah, it has its struggles, but to be able to teach, like, my mom taught me without having to teach me at the same time, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I, follow by example. So when I'm out here in the real world, I won't need or want for anything, because my mom taught me everything I needed to know at a young age. And I am only 21, and I am very independent for my age. That's my mommy getting her hair done too.
Hey, mom.
Oh, we love that red, mom.
Right, it's looking good. It's gonna look bomb when she's done. I agree with what's already been said. I like how Bills was saying like the pros and cons, and Lola, I think I think that was her name.
Yep, Lola.
Um, okay, perfect, perfect. But yes, the pros and cons, like as far as like the pros, I feel like I appreciate Lola also mentioned like how resilient you become with being independent, and then just the understanding that you are capable of achieving a lot of things by yourself. But the cons, it is exhausting, and it does make it a little difficult to just balance um, staying in your feminine energy. But I do appreciate overall that, like, with my new level of, not new level, just newly accepted, like, I'm really accepting my, what I understand and know. It is taking me out of the 85% of the people who are not self aware and are like lost souls, and into like the 15%. So it makes me more appreciative, because when I do get back into the dating realm, I know that it'll be like a successful relationship because of my understanding and because of my independence. So pros and cons, but just appreciating the process, kind of ebb and flow vibes.
Sharice, how you feel? You think being an independent woman is empowering or exhausting from your experiences?
Can you hear me? Okay, good. I just want to make sure my little mic working. I'm real pressed. But anyway,
Sound good too.
okay, good. So now ask the question one more time. Is being independent exhausting
Or
or
empowering based off your lifestyle, your experiences?
oof? I mean, I would say it's both. I mean, obviously being independent, being able to do for yourself is an empowering thing, period. But I do think on the back end, as someone with a child and different things like that, I think that there's always room for extra help and extra, I mean, not even just extra help, but just that manly figure there. I think after a while, it does get exhausting, seeing as though how hard it is to raise children. And like, believe it or not, I just do feel like you need that male aspect and that male companionship there. in order to be not in order to be successful, but it will help you become successful so that you can do more things independently, if that makes sense.
All right, I heard a couple different answers. We kind of got what mix. We got mixed feelings on this one.
Yeah, mixed feelings, mixed feelings. I think it's that's real though, because I feel like if we were to just accept just one side, would be very
Now,
interesting.
is it very often that y'all partners get intimidated by y'all ambition and y'all
Oh, I forgot
success?
to speak on that part. Niggas be bitches. First of
Females
all,
too.
you mad as shit. I make more money than you. You need to go outside and go get some fucking money. You so fucking bored now. You out here cheating. I'm at work all my fucking day, and your stupid ass is outside being a hoe. Sit the fuck down. Go get you some motherfucking money, bitch. Cause I'ma beat your ass.
Well, I mean, not to do all that, but my mama always been a breadwinner in all of her relationships, and it intimidated a lot of niggas. So
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I do think like depending on where he is in his life, that can add to like an intimidation factor when a woman starts leveling up, like when she go get her degree or she gets a good job, and that can. I mean, and it's sad to me honestly because it shouldn't be that way because it should be a partnership, and it should never be a situation where you will feel like she's trying to outdo you when the truth is she's just trying to build herself up. And I think that that should be supported versus looking like, oh, I'm trying to outdo you. But that's not it. Like it should be a partnership and we should be doing it together, honestly. So that's sad.
Do y'all cater to y'all partners' insecurities when it comes to that?
That's deep.
I mean, speaking if I did have a partner, oh, go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
feel like catering to insecurity. No, you could go. I think I like kind of cut out, and you were already talking.
Go ahead, Z.
You can finish.
No, I
I'm
was just
sorry.
saying, like in the idea that I, did have somebody, I mean, I definitely, I mean, cater to it. I mean, what you mean though? Cater to it? Like, am I supposed to? I mean, does that mean am I supposed to like make him feel secure about the fact that he may or may not make more money than me or something like that?
Give him the money, let him pay for the dates.
Oh, things like that. Oh, I've never been in those kinds of situations, but
give
I
them
mean, I
the
think
money, let them pay for the dates.
Okay, can I
I
say
never,
something?
I can't, y'all can't speak to that, because I've never, yeah, been in a situation where I had to like hand him over the money and say, "Here, go pay."
No,
Nah,
To the left.
I'm
To the
not
left.
doing it.
They gotta go to the left. Exit right real fast.
I'm
Gotta
not
get
yeah, I
out.
doing
can't
it. We
speak
not
to that.
going out. Like, I might as well pay for the date, bro. You pay when you got the change. I'm not handing you my card and
or,
making you.
or,
What? First of all, I got my name on it. No, no.
Like
what
the
about
server
what
not
about
going
leveling?
out.
What about leveling him up
I feel
I
like
can
for
do that. I
me,
can do that.
with
I would
clothing and
use.
accessories?
Yes, yes, yes. See,
Let
I
me
like.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
let
me
me do that.
I
personally, I'm a flashy, flashy kind of girl. So of course, I'm gonna get my significant other together. That ain't an issue. But hand over the money, let you pay for the day. I might as well had did it myself. Yeah, sure. There's an extent we can go to. That extent's way too far. No, buddy. No.
Okay. So okay, I was trying to think of another one. I don't know, but maybe a double date, man. You got your friends, your friends, y'all double dating. Would you want to pay for everything on a double date, or you
If
don't?
it's a double date, they pay for their stuff. We pay for
No,
ours.
but that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I don't
If
care.
you the breadwinner, would you mind? Hey, you signing all of the checks on your side and paying all the cash on your side while your man just sit back and hold the bags.
You better hold the bags. With like, what we talking about? If I'm paying for the meal, you better hold the bags. I mean, I don't care. Like, I feel like if you know your significant other in a tricky spot, y'all go on a double date, you should already have that mindset that you gonna cover it. You know what I'm saying? Without it being no like, you know, intention, well, any like negative intention behind it. You get what I'm saying? You should. That's what you signed up for, so you gotta deal with it when it comes down to certain things like that. So that's not a problem. Uplifting a nigga, that's not a problem at all. You feel what I'm saying? But it get to a point where niggas start to take that for granted. That's where you did the fuck out on his ass. You don't beat yourself up about it either, because you can be put in situations where you like, damn, I done did all this for this nigga. He ain't had this and he had that, and I provided that just to find out, the shit don't work out. So yeah, don't beat yourself up about it. You feel what I'm saying? You just learn. It's a learning experience.
Yeah, it's definitely about where you are in a relationship with someone. I mean, even when a man first meets a woman, everything is about partnership and progression and getting to know each other. And, it's going to be days where, or times where someone's going to be down and someone's going to be up, and vice versa. And both people need to be able to cover it, whatever situation or whatever point of life that relationship is in. So I mean, it's not going to always be, well, I mean, from my experience, it's not going to always be a time where the woman's always up either. It's like sometimes she going to be down and she going to need him to come in, and like I said, vice versa, the same way. So I just think it's like different strokes for different folks. Like whatever the relationship is, whatever y'all building that on, and the understanding is there, then I don't think it's really an issue. Like Mari was saying, like it should be already established, like what's going on. So I kind of agree with that.
Y'all coming with that heat? Okay, okay. Now that we decided that independence can be a beautiful thing, in my opinion, based off what some of y'all say, it could be a shady thing when it comes to partnerships. And some of y'all experiences, like what Bill said, it definitely could be exhausting. But here's my favorite segment, man, where we bring a little fun with scenarios, and time for me to pull the pink flags.
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
Now, let's go through a few scenarios and decide, is it a healthy boundary or is independence a relationship roadblock? So our first pink flag is, I don't need a man for anything. Is that self-empowerment, a pink flag, or is that a red flag of emotional avoidance?
That's a red flag to me. And I'm only saying that because like I grew up pretty much like, seeing my father in a nice, healthy relationship. And I've seen them depend on each other in times where, obviously where one wasn't always up and the other one was, you know what I mean? So I just think to say you don't need a man is crazy. I just think in this time period, in this day and age, especially being a part of the millennial generation, like a lot of us grew up kind of like that, go to school, get your stuff, get you a job and everything like that. And, make sure that you can take care of yourself. But I think that, not needing a man is part of the issues in our community. So yeah, I think that's a red flag to me to think like that. Yeah.
I agree with that, beautiful queen. That's a hell of a red flag. Like, I'm not saying that you need to rely or depend or yeah, really be reliant on, but yeah, that's a hell of a red flag. You should definitely excuse me, not think that way. Um, I understand that we're all going to go through issues or problems in our relationships, be it through family or personal relationships, friendships, things of that nature. And as a person who's going through that right now, over the last couple of years with my friendships and my family and my personal relationships, as far as dating and things like that, and so, but it takes a lot in me and out of me to make sure that I don't align the next person with the last person. Like, I'm not going to take out or try not to take out, because I'm not going to say I never have or never will, but I try not to do it as much as I used to or ever did. Take out with someone in my previous on the next. I hate when people do that to me. I hate when I see it done to people, and I try my best not to be one of those who does it.
I agree it's a red flag, but I also agree. I I think pink and aspects that it can be transitioned, because it's just the verbiage that needs to be switched. It's really just the trauma response when women say that, to like just prior disappointments and seeing letdowns and disappointments. So it's just a shift of verbiage that's needed, but it is a red flag. It's something that does need to be shifted.
So I'm pretty much agreeing with the ladies. It's a red flag, and I don't even deal with men, but I just feel like everybody needs a partner in some shape or form. Whether it's friendship, whether it's family, whether it's just support, whether it's just sex or any type of level of intimacy, I think we all need somebody. So it's red flag for me.
All right, now y'all know I'm a baby, so not too much. But me personally, I feel like that need word is a stretch. And when I say that, I feel like in general, you shouldn't need anybody for anything. You feel what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with the extra help, and I do feel like in a sense it's a red flag. But I feel like regardless if it's family or if it's an intimate relationship or if it's friends, like yes, you should be able to have that support system where if you did need them they could be available for you. But like Z was saying, a lot of women say that from prior disappointments. You feel what I'm saying? So I mean, in a sense, it comes from a habit for that. But I feel like that need word is a really big stretch. I feel like the only person that can't let you down is you. You know what I'm saying? So when you put that much responsibility on another, it brings up that thought, I don't need a man for anything, or I don't need this person for anything, or I don't need that person for anything. I just feel like you can't put all your eggs in one basket. And I feel like completely vulnerably needing somebody to do something, that's putting all your eggs in one basket. It's life. Like we gotta figure the shit out regardless, with or without people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in like in between. It's a red flag in a sense, but then it's like it's a pink flag at the same time. I'm kind of like me personally. Shit, my mama, she back to referencing my girl because she. My mama ain't never needed a nigga for anything. Did she want a nigga to do something? Yes, but needed a nigga to do anything? No. Like my mother always figured it out on her own and had no problem with it. Yes, it's pros and cons, and yes, she got sad here and there, but she's straight, her kids straight. That's all that mattered. You feel what I'm saying? Regardless of who came through for her or who didn't come through for her. I feel like it's a want more than a need. Like, yeah.
Oh, I agree.
Don't
She
nobody
said
want to that
Come
that.
on,
nigga be
Booty.
her.
She said that. Because my
I
thing
think
is,
Booty all in the
Cheat.
chat.
I agree. I
She got
agree.
out of
I
there.
agree. I agree. And it's the verbiage for me, the verbiage, and it's the need. And I
Agreed.
agree 1000%. Like you have to, and that ties back into the independence. Like when you gain that independence as a woman, you understand that you no longer need people for things. You need to depend on yourself to be able to pave that way. And if you're able to get that support, it is much appreciated. And yes, if you could ask for it, yes, I'm gonna ask for it. I would appreciate that. But to need it, it's wild. So I agree. You said that very well. I like that. I like that. I was like, yeah.
Can I get the question again, my bad, y'all? I'm gonna say it's the yellow flag. Because I feel like that is just a defense mechanism that a lot of women put forth. And trying to convince themselves for real. I don't give a fuck what you say. Everybody needs somebody sometimes. And if you're in a relationship with somebody, you should be able to depend on your partner. So I feel like that type of mindset comes from women, systematically and over and over again not being able to depend on the person that they've committed themselves to.
Yeah, and I kind of want to I like what you said, Mari, because I think growing up, that is what I was also told as well, to like want someone but not need them. But I think in the aspect of a family dynamic, we need our men. As much as we don't like to admit it, we need, or our partner, whoever it is, we need that extra support. We're women, we are emotional a lot of times, and we do need somebody to help us on that. And whether it's with the kids or whatever, like I think that it's just a full commitment. And I think that, maybe the word need is a little, I don't know, but I think that in context of what you're saying, I feel like we should want and need that, right? I think that it goes both ways almost. Like, so I understand what you're saying though. I really do.
On some real nigga shit, I'm not
One thing
marrying a
that I
nigga unless I
have
need it.
learned, I
Yes, can
have
we
learned
unpack
or
why the word
heard,
need is still
like,
triggering?
and one relationship like I was in, this is like one gym that's like really stuck, was like just understanding my independence, because I was like independent, but there was areas that I needed improvement in. But like he had told me that, like, what if there was like a time where I'm taking care of everything. And for any reason I was to get hurt and I'm not able to meet those needs anymore, I would need to be able to depend on you to be able to pick up where I left off at. And like when like that stuck, I was like, dang, so like we kind of like need each other to be able to show up as individuals and help each other where we're like where we like fall off at. So I don't know. So like
The
need and
reason,
I
oh,
don't
go ahead.
know.
No,
It's
so the
shifty.
reason why I said though the word need is a stretch because need is to basically
Mhm.
can't go without. You get what I'm saying? To
Absolutely.
need something is to not be able to go without it, right? So if you completely, I mean vulnerably need your partner, means you cannot go without them. You're not going to go nowhere in life if you cannot go without somebody. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter of what they're providing or whatever the case may be. You should be able on the back end to be able to support yourself. Like if they can't do it in a moment, that's
But this the
fine.
thing, it's not all about financial. This is what you know what, on some real nigga shit, I really firmly believe this is the reason why there are so many temporary relationships and marriages these days. At the end of the day, when you walk down the aisle and you commit yourself to a person, you better need them. It shouldn't be no temporary shit, my nigga. Like, I'm doing this, I'm making this vow to you because I dead ass want to be with you for the rest of my fucking life. For the rest of my days until I'm old, wrinkled, gray, and dead. I want to build this shit with you, raise these kids with you, all of this, that, and the third. So I can't do shit like that with a nigga that I don't need. You feel me? Now, if we decide we ain't working no more or you get to doing some big wild goofy shit, I'm slowly gonna allow myself not to need you anymore. Now, if I have to position myself to not need a nigga, that's completely different. But to just go into a situation like I don't need no nigga for shit, it's like, bro, you're never gonna have a level of commitment with somebody because you're never gonna be willing to give that level of a commitment to them.
With I kind of agree with some of the things that you're saying. I just feel like me personally, I think my point is you should be able to have a backbone for yourself. Simple. Like you should be able to have a backbone for yourself regardless if it's in a relationship or if it's a friendship or it's family. You should be able, regardless if it's financial, mentally, emotionally, physically, you should be able to have that backbone for yourself. The world has nothing but disappointments to provide. You
Can I
get
ask
what
you
I'm
a question,
saying?
Mark?
What's up?
Can you create a family by yourself?
Can you hold yourself at night?
The fuck? You asking me that question? Yeah, the fuck I can.
Because
But
physically,
him,
baby girl,
him,
can you
Yo,
hold
but
yourself at
the
night?
fuck? God damn it, me and my pillow love to cuddle. I don't give a fuck.
Hello. Can you physically wrap your arms around yourself and feel that warmth, that heartbeat you feel when you laying on your nigga chest? Can you give that to yourself?
No, but that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all.
You
I
said no.
never
No was
in
the
this
no
one,
was the no.
never in this entire little debate that me and you having at this moment did I ever say you can't need a nigga. I said needing a nigga is a stretch. That word is a stretch. I said if you should be able to have a backbone for yourself, which means yes, if you want this nigga to do this, or you want him to be able to support you mentally or emotionally or physically, even financially, that is completely fine. But the world has nothing but disappointments to add on. So you should be able to have a backbone for your fucking self. The
All right.
nigga disappoints you, you
Now,
not mad.
now, hear
Like
me out, right? Hear me out. Because I'm trying to tell you that support is not only financial, right?
I just said that.
Bitch, if you don't let me talk. I'm about to be
Like,
there in a minute. I'm gonna clothesline you when I get there. Now,
fuck
shit.
you. Like,
Yeah. Listen, it's not always financial. Like support comes in the form of I gotta work fucking 12-hour shifts all week this week. I can't clean up. I'm too tired. I can't cook. I'm too tired. You know what I mean? So when I come home, I need the house to be clean. I need the baby to be asleep. You feel me? And I need you to run me a bath because nigga, I had a long day, bro. You feel me? That's what I need. I don't need you to pay these bills. I don't need you to go buy me a fucking Givenchy purse. Or you know what I mean? So it's just like those things that I need for my partner are those things that I can't give to myself. I don't never need a nigga for no money. I don't never need a nigga to put no roof over my head, to put no gas in my motherfucking car, to fucking go buy me no clothes or no shoes, to give me none of the things that I want. You feel me? I'm gonna always make sure I can do all that shit for myself. But the shit I can't do, that's what I need a nigga for. Like, bitches are, y'all gonna stop saying y'all don't need these niggas. You know you need that nigga every now and then again. You might not need a nigga every day, but you need a nigga on Tuesdays, bitch.
That goes to the physical part that I was talking about. I never said that bitches only need niggas for financial fucking reasons. That's not. I literally said mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially.
Yeah, you
But
said
I'm
you
gonna
need to
let
be
you
able
I
to
feel
answer.
like
support
I'm an
yourself in all of those
exception.
facets.
Yes,
You
you should
can't.
be able
You
to.
can't, bitch. You can't.
So you can't
No,
support
no,
yourself
Mari,
mentally.
can
no.
you
I
You
please
feel
can't
like I'm
support
an
educate us?
yourself
exception. Because I don't
emotionally.
need.
I support myself mentally and
No,
emotionally. The fuck?
no. What?
I
What's
can't. That's what my
what,
therapist
what's
for.
what's your
What?
what's your take, Z? And then we would love for Mari to please educate us how you can, emotionally and physically tend to yourself.
Okay. So I feel like I'm like the exception to that because like that's not something that I am used to. Like you like even like like as a baby, like growing up, you get coddled and stuff like that. But as I became older, taller, my mom was not affectionate and my dad was not in my life. So growing up, I didn't have that emotional dependency, I guess, for someone to physically coddle me like that. So to expect that from someone else is like wild. So like if I even just now like to experience that too much, it kind of makes me uncomfortable. So to even need that, I'm an exception for that because that's not even like no,
What
no.
I'm saying is this though,
So I guess
right?
the need is wild. You shouldn't need anybody. You should really be dependent on yourself. Every individual should strive. I feel like, especially if you call yourself an adult, you should strive to want to be independent as an individual before you get into a relationship, situationship, or combined situation with people. Now like if you need that and that's what it is, then yeah, that'll be a friend. But like in a relationship, I don't think you should be trying to be in a relationship if you need someone. But to like but then when you get in that relationship, I do understand the dependency there where everyone is playing their role properly and you depend on that person in that way to play their role. But the necessity and what using the word need is kind of the point that's bothering me now that it's been brought up. Like it does bother me. I'm very big on words and just verbiage and what things mean and the depths of things. So I just it's the need for me. But I understand. But yeah, that was my little 2 cents.
All right, now my 2 cents. Mentally, since y'all want to know how we can support ourselves mentally and emotionally, let's get down to it. I battled depression by myself. What are we talking about? I picked myself up off that floor. I picked myself up off that floor because, like she said, I mean, my dad was in my life, but my dad caused half of my depression. My mom is not affectionate at all. You feel what I'm saying? I can't go kiss and rub with my mom when I want to. Sometimes she be like, Mari, get the fuck off me. I don't want to feel that. You get what I'm saying? So yes, I mentally and emotionally picked myself up and saved myself from depression. I didn't depend on nobody else to do that. Can't nobody go pull me out that closet when I want to be in the dark and I want to be isolated and I want to be alone. Can't nobody do that. I got to build up the courage myself to get myself out of that closet. Can't nobody do
So,
that for
Mari,
me.
are you scared to be vulnerable if you did need something? Are you scared to be
No,
vulnerable? Okay.
no, no, not at all. Which is why I'm saying, like, I'm not saying it's anything necessarily wrong with needing to, more like depending. You get what I'm saying?
I
Need is a
understand.
stretch.
Yeah.
Personally, need is a stretch.
Now,
I shouldn't have to need.
am
No,
I
if I
crazy,
need,
Mari,
need,
or you
need, need,
said
need,
you
need,
said
need.
pops wasn't there and mom's not affectionate, right?
Yeah, I mean, my dad, I'm not saying my father wasn't there, but my dad caused half of my
Oh,
depression.
cause okay, my bad. So
Yeah, so
Z
he
Z Z
caused half
pops
of my
wasn't
depression.
there, and you said pops caused half of your depression, and then both moms are not affectionate, right?
Yeah, my mom not affectionate.
Now, when y'all say y'all different cases because of that, is it because y'all didn't get that pathway, that door wasn't open, that makes you believe that it's not a necessity in your life, like I want to understand like where y'all coming from. Is it because
All
y'all
right,
never
so let me
experienced
say
it? Y'all
this.
feel like y'all don't need it, or is
That's
it
exactly
because
what I was about to say. Like
that's what it sounds
literally,
like? You know, if you
that's
haven't
literally
experienced
what I
something,
said.
you're not gonna need what you
Mhm.
haven't experienced. But until you get it to realize, oh shit, I probably should have been experiencing this my whole life.
I'm gonna have to push back
I
on
feel
that one
like
because I grew up like that too with a mom that's not as affectionate, and my dad is in my life, and who I chose to be as a person and my character is what I chose, whether it was an option for me. What I've learned in life very young is that I don't allow what my parents did or didn't do be an excuse for who I want to be. So from living and learning and traveling, meeting people, experience different things in life, various relationships from a very young age, even to now in adulthood, although your environment and all these things shape you, it doesn't change who you are as a person. So even though I may not come from an affectionate household, don't mean that when I get into a relationship, I don't want my hands held, or I don't want a person kissing on me or loving on me. It may be something that I need the most because that was something that I missed as a childhood. The reality, most of us in our adulthood is trying to recover from the trauma and the things we missed as a child that we're trying to make up for a lot of time in adulthood. But it doesn't block you or say it makes you feel like you don't need this or don't want that. I definitely get the part about Marty because do needing some things do sometimes seem like a stretch. Do we need things in life? Yes. Is there some things that we want? Yes. Is some things more high priority? Yes. But it's also what my needs may be could be very different from Marty. And I'm not even talking about age difference. It just could be as a woman. And so like I didn't get all that affection. Yeah, my dad's affectionate, but I wasn't with him every day of the week. I'm also grew up with a mom who's very hyper independent and who has that mentality she don't need a nigga for nothing if she get it. Whereas me, baby, I want to be in a two-parent household. I want to raise my kids with my partner. I want to be able, like I'm about to be able to stay at home and raise my twins with 2 degrees. I have a master's degree, six-figure job that I walk from, and I can sit and clock that and have this soft life as people want. No, it wasn't given to me. I had to bust my ass to get it. So the independency is there when I need it, but I'm also learning how to be vulnerable and be dependent when it comes to friendships, when it comes to my parents, when it comes to family, when it comes to my partner, because there's times when you're gonna have to put your armor on, and then it's times you have to take it off because you just gotta know how to read the room. So sometimes you gotta know when to hold them and when to fold it. You know, you just gotta learn. And so, although like you were saying about lack of not having something, a lot of times that's what make you want some of those things even more when you don't have it, even if it's not an option or opportunity. And in life, sometimes you got to create the opportunity and create the things that you wanted, that you needed. You know, when we talking about words, and just make it be the best of what it is. Sometimes it's what we make the most out of.
Could we agree that sometimes, based on how we come up, we would resent our environment or become a product of our environment? So that's pretty much what I was trying to identify. Is because majority of the time in life, if you say, for example, if I don't come up around affectionate parents, I'm either gonna really feel a strong necessity and feel like I have a void that needs to be filled and I need affection because I went so long without it and probably experienced other people having it, or I become a product of my environment. I grew up without the affection, so I also become that type of person, and I feel like I don't need that. And so I was just trying to identify which version that y'all would identify with based off y'all, upbringing and y'all experiences. Would y'all think y'all resent y'all environment or y'all a product of y'all environment?
I feel like me it go hand in hand with both. You feel what I'm saying? Because regardless of the fact that
Same.
I did not come from an affectionate household, I'm a very affectionate person. I express my affections in all types of different ways, and I never got that from neither one of my parents. Even being a kid, I never got that. You get what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with me being an affectionate person, but I know that I don't completely need it. I'm not relying on it 24 fucking 7. You get what I'm saying? I kind of go like yin and yang with both of it. Like,
Mari
yeah.
just spoke to my damn self
Um,
with that one.
I
So I don't
think
even. Oh, I'm sorry, Z. Well, I just want to say that I don't even have to say nothing. Mari just, yeah. Thank you.
I think that, like, in one time of my life, I was like a product of my environment, then a product of the trauma, like the pain and the loss that I had. So, like, basically, at first, like, I felt like I didn't need it because of how I was brought up. Then just in like literally like just having that same kind of terminology, then it shifted into me feeling like I did need it, and then finding it in different spaces but knowing that it wasn't always consistent. And like those moments when I was like, dang, I still need it, I was like left by myself again to just try to figure that out. So like I feel like through it all at this point in my life, I think it was beautiful because I was put in that space because I have the level of understanding that I have. So I was able to shift through that and see what was what and become who I am now. But I was both, like, all of it before. All of it. I was the one who said I never needed it and the one who said I needed it. And now I'm the person who says I would appreciate it, I would love it, but I don't need it because I understand that there's moments where I will have to be able to depend on myself for certain things. And if I'm needing something outside of myself, I will be at a loss at some point.
I think that we're having like a misconception of the word need in this situation, right? Because it's like
Oh,
when you're talking about need, and things that you need from your partner, right? We all need things, right? So
We're
it's just
not just
like
talking
at the
about
end of the
partners though.
day, hold on, just let me finish. Damn, can I finish?
I just
So
had to
when
correct you for a second. We're not just
in
talking
any
about partners.
relation in any relationship it crosses over to any board if you let me
I'm sorry.
fucking
I'm
finish.
sorry, Mari. We all talk about partners and relationships.
You
Thank you.
just said family and friends though.
She just
Yeah,
said
that's
that
because
the
that's because y'all
initial
brought up y'all.
question was about partners and
Yeah, but
relationships.
y'all brought up y'all upbringing, and so I was just asking y'all based off y'all parents because y'all just said y'all upbringing wasn't that affectionate. I was just asking y'all personally, do y'all feel like y'all became a product of that environment because your people wasn't that affectionate, so it led y'all to not to be a necessity. That's
So
all I
I
was.
feel like the misconception we're having with the word need here is that it's like, constant, right? Like you can't go without this particular thing from this particular person. Be it from your mom, you needed hugs. Be it from your partner, you need certain types of love to be shown love in certain types of ways, whatever. We all have needs, period. So when it comes to relationships and partners, those are partners and things that you choose for yourself, right? You cannot choose who your mother is. You can't choose who your siblings are, your family. You don't choose that shit. You're born into it. It is what it is. So that is the reason why I'm specifically speaking at this point on relationships when I say this. But being with somebody that you're choosing to be with, right? What do you want me to do with it? I don't know. Take it off your neck? Okay. Being with somebody that you choose to be with, right? You have certain things that you're going to need from that person. So if you don't feel like you getting loved in the way that you want to be loved, you going to leave. So it's like to sit here and say that you don't have things that you need is unrealistic. You know what I mean? Whether it be something as simple as I need respect, you know what I mean? Or I need a motherfucker to meet me on my level, whatever it is, you got needs.
I do think sometimes I don't know. I don't think people are a product of their environment. I do think that life is about learning lessons and about learning from your past and not repeating like the mistakes of your past, whether it was your mother who didn't hug you or or your dad who didn't show you that affection. Like it's up to you to come to the conclusion of what type of person you want to be and what you need in your life. You know what I mean? So it's like I know, like I understand what Maria's saying because I know for sure, like even my grandmother, it took her a long time to say I love you and things like that. Like those are the things that they just did not do, they did not say. Like I know that, but see, I always tell her I love her because I don't got time. Like I mean, that's just how I am. Like and I just think that from your situations, whatever they may be, because I know everybody got a different journey and a different path, and everybody has been through different things in their life, you know what I mean? But I just think it's about how you want to move forward, how you want to raise your kids, how you want to, what type of person you want to be. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a product of that. You can do something different and you can be better than that. You know what I mean? Like you can make sure that when you have a child that you give them hugs and kisses, everything that you missed in your life, that you make sure you give it to them. So I just think I understand that, you know what I mean? But like you don't have to be that or do that. You feel me? So that's kind of how I see it.
You always make the decisions because you don't trust your partner's leadership. Is that a pink flag because you just used to being in the lead and you trust yourself? Or is that a red flag because partnership comes with cohesion and you should learn how to collaborate with a loved one?
There should be a
Wow,
whole
this
other
boy, y'all stressing me out. Like, but it's a red flag because it you listen, in a relationship it takes two. So if I'm always being judgmental with your leadership, why am I with you? You feel what I'm saying? If I feel like I can't trust you to lead, or to lead when I can't, you feel what I'm saying? Then why am I with you? It's a red flag. You should be able to trust your partner to lead when you can, and they should be able to trust you to lead when they can't. You feel what I'm saying? Sure.
That's a red flag. That's a crazy question to me. I'm just sitting there thinking I couldn't be in a relationship with someone that I can't trust their leadership skills. I would already size that up before we even get to that point. But I was just sitting there thinking about the ridiculousness. But just me being a mom and being a single mom right now, like I would just give that. That's like me giving my son the day. Like you get to set the rules. You get to like just chaotic. But that's a hard red, like a fiery red flag, like really red, bold. Yeah, that's all I have to say. That was wild.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat it one more time just for clarity, Trey?
You
Please.
always make the decisions because you don't trust your partner's leadership based off your independence.
Yeah, that's a red flag. I mean, I just think, like I said, I can only go off, my life experience, like the things that I've seen. Like if you can't trust the person that you lead in, I mean, that's leading you, then I don't think that you should be with them. I mean, it just is what it is. Like we have to be able to trust your judgment. We have to be able to trust where you're taking us and all of that. And I just think that that comes with, like I said, getting to know that person, vibing with them, understanding them, and knowing if it's a fit for you or not. So yeah, like to say that you don't trust them, if you don't trust them, you shouldn't be with them. And that's just that on that. I mean, in all aspects of any type of area, like finances, whatever it is, life shit, the way you raise your kids or handle your children, all of that stuff, because that plays a role. And people, like all of us, needs leadership. You know what I mean? So, a lot of us are leaders too, but the leaders need leadership too. So yeah, I do think that's a red flag to just say because you are an independent person that you can't trust their leadership. If you can't trust it, don't be with them.
It's giving red flag and simply like everybody else said, no trust, no us.
Yes, I mean it's nothing left for me to say. All the queens have said what needs to be said. I mean, good lord, yes. I can't deal with you. It's no way in 3 L's that we even gonna make it to where I have to be making all the choices because I can't trust you. If I can't trust you, then yeah, no trust, no us, like she said.
That's not a red flag or a pink flag. That's a motherfucking deal breaker. Like, bitch, what?
Your dream partner, per se, comes along and wants to take care of you, but you're so ambitious and independent that you won't let your guards down in order to let someone come and sweep you off your feet. Is that a pink flag because you feel like you should, as Mari would say, have a backbone no matter what? Or is that a red flag because sometimes when you get what you want, you should accept it? And is that a what women look for in a relationship? Somebody to come sweep them off their feet, take care of the bills, protect them, fly them out, move them here, show up looking like y'all want to look. Is that a red flag or a pink flag?
I would, for me, it would be a red flag, and that's because I don't come from that type of environment where a woman was expectant, reliant, or dependent on a man. Like they had the men that could do that, but they were in the position to do it for themselves. And my mom and my aunts and my grandmother, they always instilled in the young lady, the younger females in the family, that even if you, if he, you know, like took care of everything, or well, not even he, because I had lesbian females in my family, so your partner per se could take care of everything. um they could die. Like the next, they could, you could wake up and they, and then you are, you were expect, like you're in a fucked up space. Like you can't do anything. You don't know what to do because you, they did everything. And so you could never, even if they can, always be in a position to take care of yourself. Don't ever, you know, be expectant, reliant, or dependent. And so that's always been drilled in me. I mean, I would be happy if I could have somebody take care of me and be in a position to be taken care of, but I'm always going to make sure that I can take care of myself and my son and now my granddaughter.
I think it's a red flag on my part because if you're saying that I met my dream person, and they're coming in and they're trying to sweep me off my feet, and my hyper independence just won't allow it because I just don't believe in it, right? It just means I'm not healed. So that means that I done been through so many fucked up relationships that I can't even believe or accept you with all the energy that you've shown to be real. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you say it like that, it's like for you to get to a point with a nigga where you like, all right, I'm gonna let you sweep me off my feet. Like it's time spent, it's energy reciprocated. You know that person well enough to commit to them. That shit takes time. You feel me? So with that being said, like if after all of that time and consistency that he's showing you, if you still not ready to let your guard down, then you need to go heal yourself.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all paying attention to something else,
You into
but
that
I've
goddamn
definitely,
show? Eh,
I'm definitely agreeing with Bills. I feel like it's a red flag, even from experience. Being in a situation where I just let my hyper independence get in the way, but definitely if it's your dream person, give them a fair chance to show you and prove to you that they're gonna do all that they say they do. So you gotta, let that independence go and be independent in some situations. But also I'm still like I think Katie was talking. I don't know, Kamar, if I'm saying that. But I also like the fact that like basically still don't lose yourself either. Like still remember who you are and stick to the core of you and just make sure that you're always, no matter what happens in the situation. But I think it's nothing wrong with a woman putting our feet up sometimes and sitting back and allowing people to take care of us and to give us the world we deserve, especially as Black women, because we show up and do a lot for people. So it's still a red flag though. So just let the independence go.
Okay, because I want to make sure that I am responding in the correct way to the question. So I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me today and needing you to repeat the question straight. But I mean, I'm trying to decide because I don't have a problem with a man or a partner that may want to sweep me off my feet and take off some of that load that I may have. Like I'm a graduate student, like a lot of different things is going on in my life, and I feel like that is something that's amazing, and it's a dime a dozen to find someone who is willing to, take some of that load off of your back and be the one that say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna take care of this. I got this." I think that that's a beautiful thing. I don't think that that's a negative thing. I don't think it takes away from your independence. I don't think it takes away from who you are as a woman or anything like that, because I think a man's natural role or in his natural place is to do those things, especially when he can do it and when he wants to do it for you. That's a hellified compliment to who you are as a woman and person. So I mean, I don't know how to label that as a flag or not, because like I mean, just me hearing like the context of the question, to me, I don't see that as a negative thing, and I know a lot of women do wish that our men would step up in that leadership regard and take care of the responsibilities of the house. And not saying you can't take care of responsibilities as well for yourself, but I think that when a man is doing that or a partner is doing that, then that's relieving you of a lot of stress, and that you can move forward in a way where you can do the things that you need to do for yourself to better yourself. I think it's a win-win. I don't think that that's a negative thing for a man to want to step into his rightful role and do what he's supposed to do, which is take care of his family and be that upstanding man. Like literally, I watch my father, and I tell people all the time, like my father ended up remarrying and different things like that. But not only did he take care of me and my twin sister, but he took care of her children too, both. And she worked too. She had a job and everything like that. So I just think that that's a beautiful thing, when a man is in a position to be able to do that and he wants to do that for you. So I don't see that as an issue, you know what I mean? And I do agree with Bills when she said that if you don't if you can't come to terms with something like that, then you aren't healed and you do need to work on yourself a little bit more. And that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? We have to continue to grow in our womanhood and continue to work on those things because we have a problem with letting go of control. And I think that's where that comes into play at. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how to label what flag to label that as, but I do think that's not a negative thing that a man wants to do that, especially when he wants to do it versus trying to say you need to why you ain't, you know what I'm saying? But when he wants to do it, that's a win-win.
Me personally, I don't know. I don't know what flag to label that as either. But I can say that if it's my dream person coming into my life, I have no problem in a sense. But then there's also like I feel like in certain areas of my life, I still rely on my independency. Like I can't expect a nigga to run my business for me because he want to come treat me like a princess and save me from the castle. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You're not gonna run my business for me. Like, no, that's under me. I gotta handle that. I just feel like it's certain things you should be able to handle yourself, and your partner should be able to understand that those are certain things you should be able to handle yourself. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with a nigga coming to sweep me off my feet, but I want to let you know this now. When it comes to this, what I have going on for myself, my like me, I'm thinking more career based and things like that. I should be able to depend on myself for that. I should be able to have that independency where I am making my own moves when it comes down to things like that. No, I don't want you to control every aspect of my life because you feel like you coming to save me. So I don't know what to label that as, and I ain't trying to get beat up again. So
Yeah, I don't remember the base. I did remember at first, but I don't remember the bases. But just off of what I'm hearing, I don't see it as a problem. But there was a time in my life where I guess like swooping me off my feet would be nice, but I didn't have so many things like planned out. And just where I'm at now, I really feel like I'm like following like my purpose and my passion. So I would still want to pursue that. So if that was something that was supposed to be off of the table, I think I would have a problem with that. I don't remember if that was a part of any of it. But just like overall, just like taking care of a lot of things, I would be comfortable with that. I do feel like if you're not comfortable with that, you aren't healed enough to be ready for a relationship, I feel like. But yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't answer properly. I couldn't remember.
Your independence makes partners feel like you don't need love, affection, and care. Do you think you should drop your guards and that's a red flag? Or do y'all feel like keep y'all guards up because niggas and AKA women ain't shit, so you need to make sure you keep yourself protected? Keep yourself protected, pink flags or red flags. You need to get more emotional intelligent. Know that you need partners to prosper with a family and in your life.
I think if a person puts you in a position where you pretty much ain't got no choice but to drop their guard, I think you can just drop your guard and it's cool. You know what I mean? I think that you should reserve, all of you until they show you. Like, I'm from the show me state, not really, but you you need to show me what's going on, okay? Before I can feel like I'm gonna drop my guard and allow certain things to take place. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's about what a person show you versus what they tell you, because actions speak louder than words. We all know this. We're grown. We understand. You know what I mean? So I think that in terms of that, I understand why people would women well people well women will keep their guards up for, but I think that if a person is showing you and they are consistent in showing you, then I think that you can let your guard down. You know what I mean? Until they show you something different. So yeah, I mean, it's just about what you see. You know what I'm saying, and how you feel, and is that connecting? So you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's just kind of it's kind of like a blurred line for me because I understand why women do keep their guards up about certain partnerships and relationships and things like that. And you got to make sure that person is truly 100% there for you. And if they are showing you that, then I don't have an issue with letting down my guard and allowing that to evolve into whatever that needs to be evolved into. So yeah, I mean, I still don't have a flag label for it though. I don't know what's going on with that, but I just don't.
That's something that I've heard a lot in dealing with relationships. And I think that it boils down to emotional intelligence because for a long time, I just did what the fuck I had to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like then you get with a person who is trying to, you know, fill in those little voids and shit like that and take some of the masculine energy off of your shoulders. And it's just kind of hard to lay back and let a nigga do that. For me, it's a comfortability thing, because I feel like once I do let my guard down, you know, if this doesn't work out and I'm down alone again, then I have to reposition myself to be hyper independent how I was before. So I think it's a trust thing for me personally. My guard comes down when my trust goes up. Man, I feel like trust is easily built or easily burned. So it's just like the minute I feel like I can't trust you or can't depend on you, then all of those walls go right back up again. And they way harder to knock down.
Shit, okay, I'm looking at the chat. Um, I have to agree again with what the Queen said before me, especially Bills and Charisse. If I'm like in the dating era phase part of it, like I'm guarded. Once that comes down and we give a title and things like that, like it's either you're going to continue to build the trust or you're going to burn it. And I'm not guarded. Like I'm. You're gonna get all of me. You're gonna get everything. You're gonna get the pretty me, the ugly me, the this me. You're gonna see all of me. Like before, you might have seen majority or most of, but once that guard comes down, it's all of. And I hope that you can take it. You can love it as much as you swore you loved me before I gave you this. And but oh, this subject. I'm trying to stay as unemotional it's possible because I keep tearing up over here. Um, but no, as far as the guards, uh, like I guess it would be a red flag for me. It would just be a red flag for me, and I try not to be that way or be guarded. I'm and like I, this is I don't even want to talk about this part.
Carmen, I just want to come hug you.
I
Yes,
love
I'm
you
sorry
too.
you're
I just want
upset.
to come hug you
Yeah.
real bad.
Thank y'all.
I'm
Thank
going
you.
to find you this weekend. Don't worry about it.
Okay, dear.
I said the process of just even just processing these questions tonight has just really got to my head. Like it really made my head hurt just thinking about it because I'm like, oh, I could not be in these positions. But could you clarify the red and the pink flag? Like what is which is which?
Pink flag is your partner is coming in, they feel like you are you don't need love and affection and care because you're such a strong, independently grounded person. Is that a pink flag? You should stay that type of way and keep your guards up. Or is that a red flag because you shy partners away with your aggressiveness or independence or your necessity not to need?
Okay, I think it is like a red flag. I think that's again just not ready to just be in a relationship, or you're not in a space where you're able to trust that individual. So like either way, you shouldn't be in that relationship. So I think it's a red flag because you should be able to lower like a lot of the like how there's mentions of hyper this and hyper that, like the hyper activity should be reduced when you have someone that you could depend on. So like it should be reduced, if and in some areas eliminated, but yeah, I think it's a red flag. So
I'm more of a actions speak louder than words kind of person. So for me, it's like you gotta give me a reason to let all that down. I'm immediately, like I said before, like I'm a very affectionate person, so I give that off rip. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel like I'm not this and then I'm not that, 9 times out of 10, it's because I seen things that can't allow me to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's more of an action speak louder than words. You gotta show me I'm able to be that vulnerable. I'm able to be that completely affectionate or whatever the case may be. So I don't know. Red flag, I don't know what to call it. But yeah, you gotta show me. You just gotta show me. But I do agree with like the part of not being healed. I feel like if you treat every relationship like that, then yes, you are not healed. But there are some relationships that you see beforehand that you're not going to be able to be there with that person because this action speaks for itself and that action speaks for itself and this action speaks for that action and that action speaks for that action. If too many actions are speaking for themselves, how are you able to like be that lovey-dovey or be that vulnerable or be that committed? You know what I'm saying? You just gotta show me I can do that.
So I'm gonna say that it could be both a pink and a red flag. It can start off pink because, as most people said, I know even for myself, I don't always believe that only actions speak. I think for me, I need words and actions, because I do like the reassurance along with the actions to match. So I feel like it could be a pink. Because like most people do in a relationship, you have to build that trust and continue to pour into it to make the trust be there, which help creates the safety net, the vulnerability and stuff between two people. It could be a red flag for a person who just never let their walls down because, as people talked about, maybe you're not healed, maybe you're still dealing with trauma, or you just choose to use one relationship to be the example for every relationship, and you don't give that partner or that person, a fair chance to show you that they're worth being, I guess, trustworthy. Whether it's through words, action, or a combination of both. So it could be pink or red, just really depending on the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
look,
Okay.
these
Okay.
Yeah,
tough red flags is doing it for me. It's doing it for me. It's doing it for me because my thing is just in general, like the red flags that are like the hard red flags for me are things that I like immediately avoid from a distance. Like I like just think about like traffic stoplights. Like if I
Mm-hmm.
see that the light is turning yellow and I can make the light, I'm taking that as a green and I'm going. But if I know I can't make it, I'm gonna stop before it turns a red light. So these red lights that are like fiery red lights right now is really getting to my head. Like it's making my head hurt. How many hard red no's are there?
yeah.
Oh, hold the hell up. With
Uh
that, whoa, with that analogy, how many motherfucking yellow lights you running, nigga?
oh.
What are you talking about?
Oh
No,
no.
because like you know
I
how
heard
like
it.
if you are going at a no, if
Oh
you're going at a
Uh
certain speed and you're at the like if you're going a certain speed and you're right here and you're it's not going to be like you're crossing a red light, but I'm just saying like you're at the light like I know we've all been there where we've been right there and it's a yellow light and we can either stop or keep going, but if we keep going, it's not going to halt traffic, it's nothing. You're not running a red light. I don't be running red lights. I'm gonna make that clear. I don't be running red lights.
But you
But
be running yellow
I'm
lights
just
in
saying, like in
relationships,
the
is what you're
sense,
saying.
no. Oh, I guess. Oh, well, yes,
Oh,
because my thing
oh,
is that's
oh.
like because I will because my thing is like if
That's
I do
cool.
see the
That's
potential
cool.
and I'm comfortable, if I feel like I can make it through, like if this is something that's doable, like I said, working with people, you could do that. But
I
like
agree.
when you know that it's just like point blank period, you're not going to make it through that. Like, that stuff be stressing me because I've been there before and I wasn't aware of that until I was in those situations. And I was just like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. And like, for me, when I think about it, I said like, it makes my head hurt and it's like a red light, red, fiery red. It's like, please do not go there again. Don't put yourself through that again. So just even thinking about these concepts is just like, oh, girl.
Now, now, because
Like the
the
trauma is traumaing.
the
All
word
right.
need,
Yes,
the
I
I'm
word
done
like,
already
need,
no, we
right?
ain't
cussed
trying to
out
go
two of my
there.
Now,
exes in my
I learned my
head.
lesson.
You feel me? I clotheslined the nigga at the beginning of this conversation we having. Like it's so
No,
much
it's
happening right
okay.
now inside of me.
now the word need is very, very triggering, right? So now I want to ask about another triggering word. Now, financials aside, dream world. I know I'm sorry, the dream world. Financials aside, what besides financials would make you not be submissive and want to follow your partner's lead?
Pick me.
All
Pick
right,
me.
let's go one on one. Yeah.
Hi. Now, if I see you get knocked out, it's over for you, bro. It's over. Number one. If I see a nigga bitch you, it's over for you, bro. Over. If you can't stand on your own 2 feet in conversations with your friends and family and continue to hold on to who you are as a person, you gotta bend or fold because your men don't like something, it's over for you, bro. I could go on for days.
Oh my god. Because I, I needed that fucking laugh. But no, all jokes aside, you just spoke to my motherfucking soul. I swear you just spoke to my soul. You only thing I can add on to that is if you can't fucking read or but like you gotta be educated. Like seriously, it can't be all
Yeah,
just
add that to the top of the list.
yeah, you can't be all this street the gang like nah, bro. I need you to want to pick up a. Don't be scared to pick up a book. It's okay. It's okay to say you read. It's all right. You can still can fuck a nigga up. It didn't take away from you. Bang bang. All right. But everything that Bill said and add that.
Oh, okay. That's hilarious. Like, I agree, you know. That's important, you know. We don't want to see you get beat up. Like, how you gonna save me? But need save me. Goodness. But just being able to basically hold your own as a man, like if you're not able to hold your own and hold your space, like that's a deal breaker for me because again, like if I am in a space where that is necessary, if you can't do that for yourself, you can't do that for me. But yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody disagrees with Bills. I don't even, for real. But I do think some things that probably would kind of turn me off is, like I said, just a lack of intelligence, a lack of um competency when it comes down to any type of emotional need, feelings, whatever is going on. You know what I mean? Like usually that's like a done deal. Like um I will also say just a lack of manners, you know what I mean? Like walking past garbage and shit, like no, bye. You know, things like I don't like that. Like take out the trash, seriously. So it's just certain things, you know what I mean, that would kind of take me out of that space of mm, I don't know.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I want him to be able to exude manly behaviors and and just be able to know when to step into his manhood. And if you are showing signs like you can't stand up for yourself, like she was saying, because all of that is true. Because I was with somebody who, you know what I'm saying, I felt like he just wouldn't stand up for himself in certain cases. And it's kind of like, what you gonna just let somebody, what the hell? So that's weird to me. So I do think that having a backbone is very important because if you can't stand up for yourself, I know damn well you can't stand up for me.
Well, basically, pretty much everything they said. But to add on, me personally, if I can't have a deep conversation with you, it's a done deal. I'm a deep person. I like to talk on a deep level. It's a done deal. You can't protect yourself. It's a done deal. If you lack any type of educational intelligence, it's a done deal. I like me a smart nigga. Yeah, the street shit already that's cool, you feel what I'm saying? But uh, you know, I plan on going to business school and shit like that, you feel what I'm saying? I gotta write an essay, might need your help. You can't help me, what the fuck are you there for? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, no. You should be able to pick that book up, like my girl said, without an issue. I love me a nigga that can read. Like, they just enjoy doing it. Like, nah, it's if you don't got no type of emotional intelligence or mental intelligence, it's a done deal.
So pretty much I agree with what everybody else said. But definitely the lack of emotional intelligence, somebody faking it till they make it. Like, just be you, authentically be you. But if like you're inconsiderate, somebody who just don't take time out for you or show that they about you, like the different things we were talking about, vulnerability, needs, and wants and stuff like that, it's a no for me. But definitely you gotta have the security, you gotta have the brains. Just not have a limited tunnel vision or limited perspective to life. Like, I like open minded people, so you got to be open minded, but you also got to walk it like you talk it and not be on no sucker shit.
And I hate a nigga with soft ass hands. Bitch, where do you work at? Fuck
Why
you
his hands
talking
Listen,
gotta be
about.
so
I
Like
don't
I
like
big?
like
no
my
nigga
Why
with
nigga,
his
I
hands
soft
like
gotta
my
be
nigga
hands.
to be
tufted?
able to build me a motherfucking house from the ground up. I want to feel them calluses when you gripping this ass to my nigga. You can't work
No,
at
So my
behind the
thing
desk
is, I
fucking with a
didn't
bitch
even
like
really
me.
get to
You
no,
better get
respond because I was
outside.
stuck on what
Get
Bill was
what
outside.
saying.
be wrong with my
And
nigga?
Oh,
Man,
like,
what be wrong with her?
oh
Like,
my
because I was
God.
just
She
like,
crazy.
damn,
I
do you
love
got
her.
scratch your
I
ass,
love her
Bill? You
down.
got scratches on
I
your
love her
ass.
down. Speak
no,
your
no,
truth, Bill.
I do not want to
Hey,
feel
say
them
what I say
calluses
what I
from
say what
you
I
rubbing on
said.
his
I ain't
booty.
gonna lie, Bill.
Like,
Hey,
Ooh, not
Dapper,
the calluses on the booty
hey,
march funny.
Bill. Dapping them niggas up, their hands be sweaty as a motherfucker, scary ass niggas.
Little soft ass hands. Why I smack
listen,
the
I'm not
shit?
saying my nigga
Yeah,
hands gotta
girl.
be extra soft, but I don't want to feel the dead skin on my ass. Are you tripping? I don't want to feel that. I
Where's
don't
the
want to feel
niggas
like
with
I'm
them
rubbing up against the
hands?
sandpaper when I'm touching. That nigga grabbed me by my neck and my neck itching.
Man,
I
that
don't
shit
want to
sexy
feel
as
that.
hell. Choke me and scratch me at the same time.
No, I no. Don't you dare fucking scratch me, bro.
And with
The
scissors
fuck?
hands.
I don't like
Oh
my
my
biggest pet
soul, oh
peeve when
my
it comes to shaking
soul.
niggas' hands is when I grab their hand and it's super rough
Bro,
when I
I
touch it.
like a
They
nigga.
just
I gotta
feel
be like, baby, you
nasty.
ain't put no
Like,
lotion on today. Why your knuckles so white? You been just working too hard, boo. Come here. Let me give you a manicure because this is too much. That's how
no,
I like my nigga.
no,
Calluses, knuckles white,
mm-mm, mm-mm,
fucking cuticles cracked. Fuck you talking about?
mm-mm. No,
I
because I
like
like
a
me
man
a nigga that
get his
get his
nails
nails
done.
done.
So you
So
don't like a
nah,
man that get a
cool.
manicure, Bills.
Oh no, I like that, but that's what I'm saying. We gonna go get it together. But by 2 weeks from now, your shit should be back rough again. Don't have no soft ass fingers all the time.
She wanna do it with him. He can't show
Nah,
up with that shit
nah, that
already
shit don't
done.
even feel right. Nigga scratching my coochie with his hand. I don't like that. Like,
First of all,
oh.
I
why you rubbing my coochie so hard? Do that with your mouth. Chill out.
First of all, it's just his hand, bitch. You said you want to feel his calluses on his
Bro,
hand.
don't it
It's
ain't no
just
what
his
you a
hand.
DJ? What you down there doing? Ain't nobody tell you get on the
Scratching the
ones and
surface.
twos, bitch. Use
He
your
ain't
mouth
even
like
Girl,
I
touch.
he might be
taught you
trying to give
to.
you a
He
double
ain't even
Shit.
combination.
touch
He trying to
Big
give you a
Susie and
mix.
he's scratching her. Like, come
No, I
on
don't need a
now.
combination.
Them
I
rough
don't need a
ass fingertips.
combination. I don't need a combination.
I
Mm-mm.
don't
Them
need
rough
a
ass fucking
You
combination.
just
fingertips.
want
It's
straight
How am
knowledge.
I
I don't like
expected to get
combination fried
off?
rice.
How am I expected to get off of your fingertips rough as fuck? I don't want to feel that.
It's really good.
I
I
got them
don't want to
moist
feel
It's
tips for
really
them
good.
fingers though. You gonna be all right. They gonna be moist when you done.
that. Like,
He said,
no,
I
no.
don't need a combination. It's
I don't need a combination.
What's wrong with
I don't
no
need you to be doing
threesome?
this. Like, ah, la, la.
Hold
Niggas can't
up.
even concentrate. Soon as they try to get to doing all of this, now they
Hold
fucking
up.
up. You're not even in the right spot no more because you too busy trying to do this.
Hold
Put your fucking hand away. Stupid.
Wait a minute.
Let's
Wait a
talk
minute.
about that. Clock
I
that
ain't even
motherfucking
lie. Trey
T.
hands were soft up there. So I'm just
And
saying.
he can flip it over.
Trey, your hands looking a little soft. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? Let me
So
see your
what's
fingers.
wrong
They
with a
look a
little
little
lotion.
moist, Trey. They look a little moist on the tip,
I
Trey.
don't got,
With a little
Don't be
to
lotion.
say too much
letting them
shit.
say nothing to you. Don't nobody want
I'm
them
just
rough
saying,
ass
what's
fucking
wrong with a
Oh,
little
fingertips, bro.
lotion?
I
hey,
don't want to
y'all
feel
can't.
that, bro. Like,
Hey,
no,
Why you
I
It's
can
don't want
talk
nothing
my
wrong with
shit.
no
lotion. I just
lotion?
want to apply it myself. I want to have to do it myself. I
I
want to
don't
have to
like
do it
looking at a nigga hands
myself.
and his. I don't like
Let
looking
me
at a nigga
nurture
hands and
your
his
hands. I
hands
want to
is
do that
white.
myself.
I don't
Mm.
like looking at that. I don't want to see
Oh
that,
yeah,
bro. No, I
yeah.
don't that them
I got
dry
salt.
ass
I got
fucking
salt
hands.
hands.
I don't want
What you got?
no.
I'm
Don't
just saying,
touch me
it's like a
till you
half a
put some
bit.
lotion on
I
the
got salt hands.
motherfuckers. No.
These motherfuckers smooth as a
Like imagine
motherfucker.
a nigga smacking your ass and his hands dry as fuck. So it's just a scrape across your ass. You look in the mirror when you done.
Oh,
You got
imagine a nigga trying to smack your ass and he hurt his hand because it's too soft.
his head better be motherfucking red. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't give a
Bro.
fuck. But I don't wanna look in the mirror and I got scratches on my ass because of it. Fuck. Like
Hey man.
nigga done scratched my whole booty up. Like I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Holy
good. That shit
Your
hurt.
butt cheeks
It don't
looking
feel
at
holy
good. It
shit.
hurt. Like fuck.
That's a beautiful argument right there. Or debate. You know what I'm saying? Preference is king. Woman of culture, man. And tonight, the woman of the culture that's going to exuberate independence and ambition is yours truly, Oprah Winfrey. I say yours truly like she better pop up on this motherfucker. When we talk about independent women, there's always one name that stands out. And it's the big O, man, Oprah Winfrey. A woman who built an empire without relying on marriage, a man, or anyone's approval. She redefined what success looks like for women, and also she's done it on her own terms. Because to this day, I don't even know what Stedman even looked like. I'll be 100 with you. I could walk past that nigga in Walmart. I wouldn't even know it was him. So what Oprah is in the spotlight is because she built a media empire from the ground up. The Oprah Winfrey Show overcame poverty, discrimination, and self-sufficiently without anybody became a millionaire. She also never need no validation, and like I alluded earlier, we don't even know what Stedman ass look like. So what I want to ask y'all is, why do Oprah get celebrated as an independent woman, despite what I said? Do y'all believe her independence is to be celebrated, or do y'all feel like there's other women that should be celebrated? Not to hate on Oprah, but I just want to draw the line. Is her path a path that you ladies agree with based off love and the way she balanced her marriage and her career? Or do y'all feel like even if y'all was in Oprah's shoes, or per se y'all own shoes, y'all choose to pursue y'all love life and career in a different way? I'm looking for indication.
Somebody's gonna be mad at me when I say this, but fuck Oprah, bruh. I'll type it in for you. And I say that because Oprah is a hating ass junk. Like on my soul. She don't support nobody. I've honestly, I can never say I've seen her, you know, besides the people that she has on her show for exploitation. I've never seen her do anything supportive in her community. Even down to the shit she said to Taraji about the color purple and, the salaries involved in that movie. Also, it was a situation when she was with Jerry Springer. What's wrong with that, Jerry? It's three in there because you got an uneven number. When Jerry Springer and her was fighting for them ratings and shit, she was very much, trying to slander who he was, the things he was doing, you know. Um, and then I honestly feel like she's scared to be herself. Like, bitch, we all know Gail really your partner. So like you could sit here and keep trying to pretend you've been married to Stedman all this time, but just come out in your truth. It's fucking 2025 and you still trying to pretend like you with this nigga. Like shit, a whole show went on a whole road trip for months with this bitch. And we gonna act like that's not her girlfriend.
Someone should have told me. I did not know. I'm glad I wasn't making no funny faces. I did not know what was going on. I was literally typing that I got the concept. I missed the question, but I don't know if we on red or pink flags still anymore. But I don't support Oprah. And I actually don't like her. I believe in the all skin folk and kin folk, so she not doing it for me. And then that last note, all the stuff that Bills was bringing up, I was like, period. And that last one is just like, just even the clarity of just who she is genuinely as a person is the biggest red, like the biggest no for me. It's just like, wow, you're not even real about who you really are, and we all see it. And you're all big about transparency and clarity, and want to highlight people who do that, but you're not a good representation of it. So, yeah. But I didn't get the question, so hopefully that's in alignment.
To be completely honest with y'all, my young ass don't really know too much about Oprah. So I don't give a fuck about her. That's all I got to say.
Pretty much on board. I'm the same. Again, she has all that success and all that, and that's wonderful. One, she's not true to who she is. Two, she's a puppet for the white man, which is why she's a billionaire, because she'll kiss ass and do whatever's necessary to get the money. But she does not sprinkle the money back into Black communities. She does not try to make sure she build up our communities and put people on the platform that she has and own. So it's a no for me. For myself personally, I just think that as you gain and create your own wave of independency and success, that you just have to continue to share your knowledge. As they say, sharing knowledge is power. And that's what's necessary, especially for our community of people of color. So Oprah is still a fuck you forever. Kudos to you being a billionaire, but bitch, you just another puppet for the white man. You still a nigga in America. So on to the next.
I pretty much agree with all what they said. It's nothing left for me to say. But yeah, she definitely ain't for us, wasn't for us, was happy as shit to go dance with the white man, and yeah.
Yeah, Oprah is one of those ones that really irks my soul. Like, seriously, I don't like what happened between her and Monique. Like, I don't like that she is. It just seems like what everybody said is correct. She's definitely a puppet in terms of like she went over there to Africa to open up a school. But bitch, you've been in the United States for how long, and you ain't opened up not no type of girls' school for the young ladies that's from here and for the young ladies that is from her home state. Like, no, I'm not with it. I don't like any of that she did. Like, I do respect her for, being able to build her empire, build her business, but that's because she was allowed to. And, like, that's why we only can count on one hand how many of these female billionaires that we have. And she is just not, she's never been a favorite. I know, like, her tea with Epstein and all that stuff, and I'm just not here for it. So I just feel like she's never been on the side of the Black American. I think that she's been more so for everyone else, every other group of people, but not her own people directly. Like I said, and it showed with Taraji, it showed with Monique. And, I just wasn't here for that. So, yeah, you a billionaire, baby, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You're not for us. So I think as far as her relationship, um, I agree with that. Gail is definitely her girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like Stedman, I've probably seen him like a couple of times. I think Stedman is kind of the cover up for what she, so to make it look like she's not really in that type of relationship because maybe in her mindset, being gay or being lesbian is not as acceptable, but it's 2025, like she said, and it's definitely more acceptable today than it was in the time where she was first coming up in her career. So, yeah, I mean, I was young when the Oprah show was coming on and things like that. So I never really, cared about her. It never really made sense to me. And like I said, just watching how she moved in 2024, 2025, and even before that, I wasn't here for it. So, kudos to her being a billionaire, but your money is not stretching to help your people. So that's an issue. So, whatever.
Yeah. Fuck Oprah.
I didn't know we didn't rock with Oprah like that.
Nah, you better
No.
get hip.
A
The
hard red
big
flag.
O.
You see who she is.
Oprah is a
The
billionaire,
little
but she
O.
ain't got no black dollars. You understand?
So
Man, let's talk about it.
Yeah, because she shaded Monique, and I don't like that.
And Taraji and
Look,
everybody else
No,
that
and
was on that fucking
people
man.
from our
Shut
area,
up.
no baby. And we know people from our area and how they are. So yeah, we know they wasn't taking no bullshit off a bitch like Oprah, billionaire or not. So
And
hell
I
no.
know she got her ass whooped growing up.
I
She
wouldn't put
had
it
to.
past. Nope.
She got beat.
She
Yeah,
got
she.
ass
She
whipped
had to
energy.
got
Like
beat.
she just got beat on by her whole community, and that's why she hated. Her only friend was the white guy.
I mean, I know she had a interesting upbringing and stuff like that. You know, she said she
Yeah, her
experienced,
story is very powerful
things,
though. Like
but
truly, how she pulled herself up, where she came from,
yeah,
where she came from, all that shit is real powerful. But what she did after
And she seemed
that,
like
it
she
just
forgot where she came from. Yeah.
yeah, it
that's
came.
all.
She like she lost her roots
That's
for
all.
a dollar.
That's all it
Yeah.
was. Yep. Sold her soul. Straight sellout. Yep.
Illuminati.
dang. And to think, I thought Oprah was the role model. So who would be the modern day role model? Rihanna? She's a billionaire.
She's a good role model. She came from
Or
poverty
is it she's
too.
Caribbean and we ladies, you ladies don't identify with her?
Nah, I
Mm-mm.
fuck with Rihanna
No, I can
story.
fuck with
I
Ree.
fuck with the fact that I fuck with the fact that she took a step back to raise her children. I fuck with the fact that she said, I've made enough money with this makeup and this clothing line to say I don't have to ever put out another piece of music unless I want to. She's leaning into being a mom. You know what I'm saying? She loving on her man unapologetically. You know what I'm saying? All of that. And that shit is
But she uses her
powerful. Like
platform too to make shit changes.
she's the epitome of a woman standing in her
It
truth.
is
Yeah, she said she told the truth about how she beat the shit out of Chris Brown first. All that, like she stands on her shit. I
What
fuck
she
with
do?
her.
She said
I'm
what she
not gonna
did.
call
What she did,
Rihanna
Ray?
no role model though. On God, like I'm not gonna call her that. I mean,
Business wise, I would.
her hustle can be respected. You know what I mean? But as far as being a role model, I don't consider none of these women of today. No shade to them, because like to each his own. They doing a thing or whatever. But as far as like being a role model to like my daughter, no, 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 not at
I don't
all,
know.
not at
I
all.
feel
So
like
who would be
Rihanna.
that today?
I feel like she never sold her. She never sold herself out. She ain't never put herself out there as no sex symbol for real. Like she made sexy music, but it wasn't too much. Like I don't know.
Shit,
I
Rihanna
fuck
is
with
a
her.
sex symbol. What do you mean, Bills? She a sex
Yeah,
symbol?
she's a sex symbol, but she not. She didn't never show her titties. She never.
She
Listen,
ain't never show her titties. She
not
definitely showed the
not
she
titties.
me.
transitioned out of a
I
lot
I
ain't
of
see
never
the
stuff.
seen it.
Like
titties
she's
now.
not anything
I
like
seen her
she
in the
was. She
bathtub
had a lot of
naked,
moments
submerged
throughout,
under foggy
especially
water. I ain't never see her titties.
No, her titties been out.
Well,
Like
shit,
I think it's one of those Met Gala outfits where the titties was out. No shade, but I like her. I don't have a problem with her. Like she does what she does, and she's in her own lane. I just think that we I don't know. Like, do I consider these women? I don't. I just don't consider them role models. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
I just
think
think
role
that
models
what
really
they,
exist except for in your
yeah,
community, in your home. Like, I don't
yeah,
think how we grew
they
up
not
as
supposed to raise your
millennials for the
kids.
older ones. I just feel like role models are different. I feel like when we grew up at time for most of us that's like in our 30s and stuff, people were
Hmm.
pushed onto us, the Oprahs, the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X, and all these people that were like, inspirational black people that fought and did certain things within our community. And I know Trey, we was talking about this during our emotional intelligence when we were talking about like who is our community leaders. I think today the world is shaped so different. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me who my role models, I'm talking about my grandmother. My grandmother might not mean nothing to none of y'all, but we making correlate relate that most of us had some type of big mama, auntie, grandma, mama,
But
mama, whatever you
let's
call her, that was some
let's
type of
not to
expiring
cut you
They
off.
president
not
life
Let's
that
let's
taught
dressing
you
up.
things.
guys,
But
let's make them mean something today then. So let me ask y'all, who would y'all women of the culture be? Give me a quick 30 seconds of whether it's somebody we know or somebody that you personally know that you want to shout out right now. They gonna mean something today.
I would
oh
definitely be my
wow.
grandmother. My grandmother would be my world. She not here, God bless her soul, but yes, the 70 something years I got with her and the 35 years that I was born and been alive, she is my role model. She is it. She taught me how to love, how to, see good in people, just how to take the higher road and be a lot of who I am today as a woman. So definitely shout out to Murray Posey. That's my girl. Love you. Rest in heaven forever.
I would say like truly like a lot of like this generation today is not growing up with the Kyla Pratts and all of those girls that we kind of grew up watching on TV and things like that. Like they're not really growing up like with Kiki Palmer. They're not really growing up with that. So I mean, like obviously it would be women in my immediate family because all of the women in my family is strong. They are resilient. They are courageous. You know what I mean? So my mother, God rest her soul, my grandmother, who is strong, she worked all her life. She raised her kids. You know what I'm saying? And she still raises me, as a 30 something year old woman. You know what I mean? So that's who I give like the praise to, you know what I'm saying? But I did look up to those girls like Callie Pratt and Journey Smollett and those types of girls who, was really out here doing their thing and keeping it respectful and, just, leading that path, especially Raven Simone, all those young girls who were really doing their thing at the time, like those are the kind of girls that I had considered role models like at that time. But obviously my family and the women in my family are going to always get that top spot. So
For me, I'm gonna have to say it's my aunt Leslie and my grandmother on my father's side. My grandmother's no longer here, but she was a powerhouse. I watched her build an empire. Um, you know, from poverty. Like literally, I watched her go from staying in an apartment to owning multiple properties and homes and multiple successful businesses. My aunt Leslie, she had my cousin Nia very young, and I watched her fight her way through the police force, all the way to retirement as a sergeant. You know what I'm saying? She was a powerhouse as a woman. I watched her go through struggles with relationships and emotional turmoils and carry herself with so much grace. That was something that I looked up to growing up, a lot. And I embody a lot of that within myself, like the gracefulness that I carry, that I handle certain situations with. So I would have to say that those two women for me, um, and my mother too. Me and my mother don't see eye to eye on a lot of shit, but she instilled a level of determination in me that I wouldn't be successful today without. You know what I'm saying?
God damn you, Bills, bringing the tears to my eyes because I swear he just. Oh, so it would be it's between two different aunts, my grandmother and like Bills. Me and my mom aren't seeing eye to eye at this point, but she plays a major role in the woman that I am and will be. But if it wasn't for them, like every time I do things in well, not every time, but most times when I do things in life, I'm like, oh, my grandmother said, or my mother said, or my aunt, or this. And now that I have a granddaughter myself, and I'm a grandma, I find myself trying to go back to the lessons and the things that they instilled in me and taught me. So, yeah, my mom, my grandmom, and my two aunties, Aunt Trish and Aunt Charlotte.
Wow, this was another deep one. I feel like this whole like segment has just made me deep dive. It's just like what makes me me. But I don't have anyone to highlight within my family, women or men. I am breaking generational curses. So there's no one to highlight there. And then as far as my personal beliefs and just how I've become to be now, I don't have anyone alive right now that I really look up to, but I do like pull from people that I like aspects of what they do. So, and my response as to who I would like to spotlight is who was already mentioned, and if anyone else hasn't went, I would like to highlight whoever they mention as well because that is very much needed. Um, and like a lot of my responses tie into like uh, me having to be that person that I always needed. So like I don't be needing stuff because like of those aspects. Like I had to become what I needed. Uh, so so yeah, shout out to them, and I love that for everyone, and that is amazing and beautiful, and yeah.
We highlight our own people. We our own tribe, man. We our own village, man. We build our own bridges. We create what's cool, man, because we are the cool. So I feel like we always talk about that on a general scale, but it's time to like really always like fasten our seatbelts and really start believing in ourselves and believing in the people that show up for us, that's around us. Because just like y'all do, people around us deserve grace because they have expiration dates and times on how long they could be there for us. And sometimes we gotta just look at those 90 days, 6 months, shit, 2 weeks of them keeping it real as that's all they could have gave, and we gonna keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to your partner, I don't know, shit might be a little
On that
different, but
note, I got a long list of those. And shout out to all of y'all because I appreciate y'all. Y'all brought me to where I was at. Those moments, seconds, conversations, those gems that you dropped, even in
straight up.
passing and hate and love. I appreciate all of that. And shout out to all of y'all. I appreciate y'all. So I do want to spotlight them because even in the midst of adversity, it taught me everything that I know. Like I realized I learned my best lessons. I do my best work under pressure, through pressure. Like, so shout out to all of that and shout out to the real love that was momentarily for phases. I appreciate what you could give. So yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. Shout out to
So,
y'all too.
and you know what's bigger than that? A big reason why I said that, because I ain't gonna lie, I've been that person. So I always like to be conscious of when I've been that person to other people. Because I go through shit and don't believe in people. I go through shit and then I have a lapse of judgment and I approach people that I really rock with the wrong way. And then they gotta snap, be like, oh, hey, we ain't on that. That ain't where we at. Or it could be the smallest to the biggest thing, and I know that I also make those mistakes. So sometimes I try to give that grace because I move fast a lot. Sometimes we have tunnel vision. We only care about what we thinking about, and we lose sight of what everybody else going through. So I just know that I've been that person before and be surrounded around those people. And I feel like the best thing or the best therapy is to appreciate whatever moment it is and be grateful with it. Give me the fries and I ain't gonna expect the burger. Fuck it. I'm cool with 3 fries, nigga, because 3 fries couldn't be that. Like it could be nothing. So 3 fries is better than none. Some fries is better than a burger. Then you know what I'm saying? And I just try to look at it as that very simplistic ass way. These niggas be ducking. Oh, we got some comments. Run live in the comments. Yeah, I don't even know about it. 11:22. Damn, this was still 10 minutes ago. I don't know what made her say that shit, but that threw me off. You told Hoppo to be me.
Talk about Oprah.
Oh yeah.
Playing Miss Sophie. You know that's a classic line now.
Yeah, it definitely, yeah. I forgot we talking about Oprah. Damn. Y'all drug Oprah in the mud so much. I forgot. But
Look, cancel.
I'm just here to listen.
Another
You hear me?
red flag.
I'm just here to listen because what I would like to rebuttal with y'all earlier, a lot of y'all was talking about protection and I don't know. A lot of y'all like niggas be getting violated. Now I know that their partners don't be knowing everything that goes on in real life, and even the women, like motherfuckers be getting violated. So I know y'all seen the popular saying of he a demon and he's a tough guy and he's OG triple OG in the house, but outside niggas run him to the store. Like that really be a real thing. So I know y'all say, hey, but besides financials, if he can't protect me or da da da, sometimes just me being a man outside looking in, I've seen a lot of women trust and be hosts and men that I've seen be like, Jesus Christ, he's not that guy. But the relationship that men or women as well, because I've seen a lot of dumb all time. I've seen women get violated too. Like, they be getting violated too. So when it comes to the real world, bills live in the real world. You know, niggas be getting violated and in their relationship, they be tough. So I know like when y'all say y'all that'll make y'all not trust a man or a partner, that is very hard to identify because a lot of people it's very tough in relationships, in my opinion, coming from the male side or the aggressive or protective side of seeing a lot of people put themselves in situations or their women and their loved ones in situations that, as a protective man, I know
No,
they cannot, you know, and it's a matter ticking time bombs type of shit, matter of time
no,
type of shit. Like you know what I'm
no,
saying? And I don't know if
no,
women really be acknowledgeable of that. How do
no.
y'all vet y'all partner that y'all
Because
partner is
no,
able to protect y'all?
Bro,
Maybe I should ask that.
these niggas be presenting
because
themselves as protectors. You
Halloween
see,
24/7.
they
Some of
present
y'all.
themselves as these people that they're not. You feel me? So it's like
right,
it's not
just
until you find yourself in a certain situation with a nigga that you realize he a bitch. You feel me? So it's like,
no,
but me as
no.
a person, I'm not with that tough shit in relationships. Like, you're not gonna be tough with me, bro, because that is a deal breaker. My grandfather killed my grandmother. You feel me?
Oh man.
Like, I don't play that shit. So it's like when it comes to certain levels of domestic violence, as soon as you show me just a little bit of aggression, I'ma beat your ass and I'm gone. I'm beating your ass on my way out the door though, like dead ass. And you know what I mean? Like I'm not with that shit. I feel like niggas who be tough with their girlfriends is gay. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Like, because you're not about to go out here and square up with that nigga. You want to be in the house squaring up with your bitch because she ain't fucking warm your plate up right. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas be bitches, bro.
That's
So
right.
it's like when they show you that shit, you gotta believe that shit off bucks. Off bucks. But sometimes it takes a while for the bitch to come up out of nigga.
What was the question?
She said
But
it was beat your ass
I
and
mean, I was just looking for some of the. I'm just asking y'all, some of the signs because just as a man, it's just certain signs that I know I indicate certain type of. I do certain type of things to make sure my family is protected. Like I go, up above and beyond, but it's not necessarily like tough shit. You know, it's you're never gonna walk in the house with the lights out outside, like with the sun down by yourself. It's like it's just certain things that I make sure don't happen. And I be wanting to ask women, how do y'all look for those type of red flags to know that this woman or this man is a protector? They're gonna make sure winning situation or losing situation that I'm protected, regardless of their ego or anything else. That my protection is a priority. And I just want to know, how do
first
y'all
of
look for
all,
that?
they know they can't fight, Trey. They shouldn't be out there starting shit. Like you shouldn't be starting shit in your home if you don't got the physical capacity to do so. All I kept thinking about was all about the Benjamins when she kept saying, "Baby, you can't fight." Like she just kept telling baby, "You can't fight." She just kept letting them know, like, "You can't fight. Stop." So it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think he needs to know his place when it comes down to that kind of shit. Like, if you know you can't fight, you just stop. Just
Yeah, but
stop.
see,
Like
based
it's
off what
okay.
But
y'all
I
was
think
saying
it's certain
earlier,
things. I think it's certain things niggas gonna do. It's little things like pushing you to the inside of the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? Walking around to make sure they're pumping the gas. Pulling up on you at the gas station to pump your gas, so you don't have to do it. Telling you shit like, I don't give a fuck if your car is on empty. You better not stop at that gas station. It's dark outside. Little shit like that. A man shows you he is a protector. But some niggas do that shit in the beginning and still be a bitch.
but now, is it possible? Because I know from like a lot of men, like a lot of people can't fight, y'all. Like it is what it is. A lot of people just don't get in a lot of physical altercations. Y'all be surprised how few altercations people have gotten into in their life. A lot of people don't get into physical altercations. So sometimes, in order for you to know that, they be few and far between. And of course, I'm not never telling nobody to promote physical altercations in your relationship to see if they are protective or they could be about themselves, or to promote physical altercations in the public eye to see if your partner can protect you. But I was just pretty much asking because it's just a fact. A lot of people can't fight, guys. So when I was saying
But
besides
see, I
money,
don't think that
if he can't
protection.
fight, it's like,
I don't think that it's like, bro, like it's okay if you
what
can't
you
fight.
saying?
But don't be jumping in a nigga face in a club. Don't be motherfucking talking shit to a nigga telling them pull up. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? You just don't do certain things if that's not who you are. But the minute you sit here, did with a nigga, and he tell you come outside and he knock your dumb ass out, now you don't put yourself in a whole nother type of position, bro. So it's just like
Now,
niggas be too tough. You don't have to be tough for a bitch to like you, fool. All you have to do is make me feel secure as a woman in your arms. It's simple. I don't need you to go knock a nigga out to do that.
now,
I think that's what I was trying to say. Like,
a perfect point. Perfect point. And I guess what I was trying to allude to. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. What I tell a lot of youngers that I always exude that they
What you
should learn how
doing in
to,
the kitchen?
they should learn how to protect themselves. Just get a little squabble with you, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's my upbringing, so I just like that's just embedded in me. But it's life because that gives you confidence. You're not gonna look for other means to really, really hurt people. A hammer, a pipe, a shovel, bat. You're not gonna look for that if you got some confidence in your hands. So, women or men. So, what I exude that I feel like a real man is versus a real man, a real nigga is. Now, I'm not saying he's gonna start it, but granted, regardless of the situation, he's willing to get his ass whooped even if he can't fight in order to protect you. Now, I'm
yeah,
not
that's
saying he's gonna start shit and get his ass whooped, but it's one of those situations that says, hey, he's not a. I
That's a
want to
little
make space
different.
for
see
non-confrontational men. If
when
that
you
makes
say
sense.
that, Trado, I think about what Ti did against Floyd Mayweather, right? Trying to fight that man.
Knowing it's a
Over
losing battle.
over his woman though. Like, I mean, he didn't give a fuck. He knew he was a boxer, but he
Oh
still
yeah,
I
smacked.
want to make room
I
for
get
yeah.
that.
men. I want to make room for intellectual men who's crossed over, for
All right,
other
hear me
type of
out, Trey
men
Five.
that
Hear me out. Hear me
that
out.
aren't
I've been with a
confrontational,
nigga.
but they
I've been
will
in a
get their ass
situation
whooped.
like that. I've been in a situation like that. I dated this light skinned nigga. Super light skinned. Almost clear. I should have known. You feel me? Now, we at the club. We outside hitting the J. And this nigga gets put out the club. So he just talking shit randomly. But in the midst of him talking shit, the nigga ends up calling me a bitch, right? I look at the nigga I'm with. I look at the nigga who talking. Okay. He's still going on and on and on. Calls me another bitch. I say, you got one more. One more bitch in you. Right? He let that third bitch fly. I looked at the nigga I was with. He ain't do nothing. So I beat the nigga up. Right? He tried to jump in and take over. And I just snatched the nigga out of the way. Like every time he tried to grab him, I snatched him the other way. But after that, I didn't look at him no different. I still was with that nigga for like a whole year later. He didn't start that situation. He didn't start that fight. I knew he was non-confrontational when I started dating him. So it's like I looked at you to see what you was gonna do, but it didn't make me feel no type of way that in a situation like that you had no hands. Like I still love the nigga. But then here's another scenario. In the club, nigga trying to talk to me. The nigga I'm with didn't like it. He tells the nigga come outside. You know, would they be able to that? And then somebody was on the ground. So in that situation, I totally didn't respect him no more as a man because it's like, bro, you went smack at this nigga, called this nigga out, and then you did nothing. Nothing. Why did you do that? We was chilling. Why did you do that? You didn't have to do that. You was not chilling. You should have been chilling. You feel me? So it's like again, like we all said, just don't be popping that shit if you not gonna pop that shit. You can't be just out here popping that shit. Now, if that's not your lifestyle, that's not your lifestyle. If you find yourself in a situation like that, it's not gonna make me look at you wild because you're not a fighter. Because I already knew that.
But I always say a nigga that's scared, he'll kill you. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
always say that. If he's scared,
Mm-hmm.
he gonna go about it a whole nother way. So, you just always gotta be careful. I mean, like I said, I'm not against any person, male or female, standing up for themselves. You should stand up for yourself. Like if you know you ain't on that type of
Get
time,
your ass out of here.
go ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's okay. You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's other ways you could go about it, but you ain't gotta,
Yeah.
it's okay to not put yourself in that kind of predicament where you getting embarrassed in that kind of way.
Mhm.
And, being from where we from, shit, that shit can be some embarrassing shit. It just is what it is. So, especially for a man and his ego and everything else, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I understand a man trying to stand up for himself, you know what I mean? So, like I said, a scared man to kill you.
We talk back. The hot topic debate. Has women's independence made men less needed?
Call me when you get home. Okay.
Now, let's get to the debate. With more women becoming financially independent, leading businesses, and setting their own rules, some say men feel less needed than ever before. So, the big question is, has women independence made men irrelevant in relationships, or do they still have a role to play? Let me give y'all some statistics. 80% of women believe men are less confident dating independent women. Where they got that 80% from? I don't know. 55% of men admit they feel less essential in modern day relationships. Women owned businesses in the USA has grown 114% in the last 20 years. That's from 2005. So, do independent women actually want love, or has society made them believe they don't really need love and affection? Are men struggling to adapt, or women struggling to adapt to this shift, or are women creating their own roadblocks? Should women compromise some independence for their balanced relationship dynamics, or we living in a women's world, like Beyonce say? I want to know from y'all: is this overhyped? Am I sizing it, or it needs to be a balance between men and women, or masculine and feminine energy?
Well, number one, just feeling like the initial statement you said, that sounded like it came from a weak man. But I just feel like if, and that should do as a man would do if he was in that position. Give me 1 second and I'll be with you. Give me 1 second and I'll be with you. You would want to like uplift and motivate the person that you're with to be able to see their self in that same position. And like if they're not able to see themselves in that position, it's just a loss altogether. But you should be able to help them into a space. So I just feel like it's just like the dynamics of just understanding like if the roles are reversed, I guess like we should be like reversing it completely and be able to feel that void of being able to try to motivate your man to be able to build it for himself. Because another thing, like I have children and like I'm building my own business and brand, but I'm working on them finding their own passions and whatnot to be able to build their own brand. Because like within our business, excuse me, because I'm understanding that like if you have a passion and you enjoy it, you are able to monetize it. You just have to find those areas. And I'm really good at finding those areas. So like there's a passion and a will, I'll be able to work with this. So like I just feel like just people just need to just have an understanding of the space that they're in and be able to be a support of their counterpart. But their counterpart, the male, is not able to have a passion, a will, a drive, and just weak minded, then I don't know. That's just a lost cause. But yeah, that's my little response, my little 2 cents.
Well, I don't really deal with men, so I can't tell you, but I mean, I guess each his own. If that's what a person wants, I guess there should be a balance. At the end of the day, people need to know who they are, what they want out of life, and find what fits their needs and wants. When it comes to independency, like it is a woman's world at the end of the day. Women had to pick up the pieces because a lot of pieces when it come to men were missing it. Some of them are still missing it, not all, but some. So, I think it just has to be a balance in between what works for people on an individual basis.
Like a part of me, you know what I'm saying? I just gotta keep it a buck. Like a part of me do feel like independent womanhood has caused the destruction of the nuclear family. Like when we're talking about the complete family dynamic, because I think in some aspects it just looks like she's doing it all and then you don't need him. So why should he put forth any of this effort to do anything or to step into his role correctly when she's doing it all. And I think that that's where the balance is almost tipped, or the scale is almost tipped in that sense. And I don't really, like I said, I'm not against a woman doing everything that she needs to do for herself. You know what I mean? But I think that when it's time for that man to step in his role as a leader, and he's exuding those qualities and he wants to do that, then I think that there needs to be room for him to do that. And I just think that today, this day and age, is just a different time. You're not going to really get that same time as like the 50s and the 60s and things like that. It's just much different now. And like I said, I'm not against people, who women especially, who have to be independent because of their circumstances and the things that have been presented in front of them. But I do think when they do get a worthy partner or a worthy component, then he does need to be able to come in and step into his leadership role and be that and do that. So it's like I be on the fence with like a lot of it, because of what I've seen growing up, and how I know, like, how we are as women, more specifically millennial women, because I know that what we've been taught and what has been instilled in us. But I think it just takes like evolution and growth and things like that, and just trying to have a complete family. I think that the independent women role does kind of exclude the man, and and you know and that's sad, or the additional partner, or whatever it is. And I hope that we can at some point get back to that, just keeping those families intact and seeing what that really truly looks like, what healthy relationships look like. So yeah, I think it's like a mm, kind of like a double-edged sword for me when it comes down to it. You know what I mean? Because I don't want women to ever feel like they need to feel like they need a man, but I do feel like in certain aspects men are needed. Your partner is needed, and we can't continue to overlook that.
Well, I mean, she pretty much said it all, summed it up for me. I totally agree with everything that has been spoken before me. There's no need for me to reiterate or say any more.
My bad. I was whipping the dog's ass. What you say, ma'am? I'm sorry. Get your ass back on that mat. What you say? You better get. And repeat the question, Trey Five. I'm sorry. Repeat the question. This kind of goes back to what my good buddy was saying, who I was arguing with till 2 in the morning. Um, the dynamic has shifted a long time ago between the man and the woman. We live in a day and age where now we as women have fought so hard for independence and certain freedoms and things like that, and being able to run our own companies and shit like that. Now, I feel like there is a whole demographic of women who want to be alone, who don't want partners, who want to go through life and literally focus on their careers and make partner and build these fucking conglomerates and corporate fucking entities in America and things like that. And for those women, sure, I'm all for all of those barricades being broken. However, there's a whole nother demographic of women who want a soft life, who want to be taken care of, who want to be loved properly, and to submit to a man who deserves it. And for those women, I say it fucking sucks that we have to be so fucking independent. You know what I mean? Because it's not a choice for a lot of women. It is a reality that we have not chosen for ourselves.
I love that. That was well put, because it's true. And I do believe like most of us do want a soft life, and we don't want to have to worry as much as we have to in that respect. And like I said, I just think it's the generation that we live in today, it's the time period that we live in today. And because so many of our ancestors, I'm not gonna even say ancestors, because my grandmother, literally on my father's side, God rest both of their soul, but she literally babysit kids. She took care of all 10 of them, literally. And my grandfather worked to the bone. And that wasn't uncommon. That wasn't an uncommon thing that was going on. Like, I do think that we've lost a lot of our traditional roots and the way that we raise our children, raise our families, and things like that. And I hope that, at some point we could get back to that. I don't know where this whole independent women thing came from, to be honest with you. I don't know if it came from Destiny Child or who the fuck it came from, but it ended up coming about. And it really takes a lot of us women out of our femininity, and it kind of puts us in more of, in my opinion, this is my opinion, y'all, in more of a masculine state where it's not supposed to be like that. And I know
Absolutely.
some people don't like the idea of gender roles and things like that, or gender identity, and I get that too, and I respect that. You know what I mean? But even within relationships where that's the case, you still have a role to play. And how are you going to play that role? Are you going to play it right, or are you going to play your cards the correct way to keep your family intact? Because I just want to see our families be together. I think that's my biggest thing. That's what disturbs me the most, is seeing so many single mothers out here. A lot of us out here are single moms. I don't like seeing that for us, because we deserve so much more than that. And it's sad to me, you know what I mean? And I know, like, a lot of the independent women rhetoric does have something to do with it, unfortunately, you know what I mean? So, like, that's just my opinion. you know like, I mean, just seeing what I've seen in my family, I know that those relationships are real, and those things can be real. I just think it's all about how we carry it, like, now that we're adults and now that we understand certain things. And I just think it's about keeping our families together. That's it. No matter whatever partner you choose, however you choose to do it, I'm fine with that. Let's keep the family together. That's it. So I do think the independent woman rhetoric does get in the way of that. We don't think we need our men. We don't think we need our women, or whatever the case is. We don't think we need it. We think we could do it by ourselves. But no, like, single motherhood is hard. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. It's not. And you always are going to need a backbone. You're going to need support. Like, that man comes in working all day, he's going to want a meal. He's going to need certain things from you as a woman. Like, those kids are going to need a certain amount of emotional support from you as a mom. And the same with the dad. I just think it all comes together, and it all is supposed to. I just don't know where we got lost along the way. And I think that's what kind of breaks my heart about it. And it is what it is now. We have to deal with the consequences of our actions and our decisions, and and hope that we could find someone that is on our level, the way we think, and they can resonate with that, and then we can bring that together and raise children and raise mixed families, or whatever it is. I just want to see us keeping our families together more, instead of quitting on each other and giving up, because that's the biggest thing that I see a lot of that going on. Is just that, fuck her, she ain't shit, fuck him, he ain't shit. And it's too much of that, when we really need to bring it back to what it really needs to be. So yeah, I think it's like a double-edged sword, because you got to be strong for your kids, when you're single, and I think when you become, when you want to become equally yoked with somebody, it becomes even more harder to do that, because of what you're so used to doing and being, and how you've been carrying things for so long. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just a tough place. So I just want to kind of, sorry y'all, I just kind of want to
Any
come on that.
ladies want to push back on the independent role, on why I guess you can raise the children without a dad or without a partner, or why the independence doesn't scare people away or should scare people away, and why a lot of modern day women feel that I can do bad all by myself.
I
Before
feel
I bring
like
on the special guest.
I feel like at the end of the day, bro, like, nobody wants to raise a child in a one parent household. I don't know a single woman who got pregnant and said, fuck that nigga. I don't care that he don't want this baby. I'm gonna have it and I'm never gonna call him again. Not fucking one. You know what I mean? So it's just like, in my experience in my personal life, yes, the two parent household is ideal. However, women can do anything. We're fucking powerhouses. And when shit has to get done, we going to get that shit the fuck done no matter what. And I feel like we have a level of determination within ourselves that niggas could never understand. You know what I mean? So But no, is that what we want? No. No, we don't. We want niggas to be who they're supposed to do what they're supposed to do, and whatever. You know what I mean? And even if we're dating women, we want bitches to present themselves how they're supposed to be. We want them to show up and be transparent and be communicative and all of those things. You want your partner to be present. And you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, for me, I feel like there's a certain level of independence you gotta dial back. Like I got so many fucking hats that I wear, bro. Like I know if I was to get into a committed relationship, I would have to let one of my jobs go. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't be able to dedicate enough of myself to my relationship, to building with my partner. You know what I mean? But in a committed situation like that, letting one of my jobs go wouldn't hurt because I would have a partner that is present. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have to make as much to still live the same type of lifestyle. So it's just like, I feel like for the right person, giving up a certain level of your independence is perfectly fine. And I feel like my person is not gonna want me to quit everything. He's gonna understand that I have a certain level of commitment to my goals and shit that I already had set forth for myself before this person came along. So it's just like I feel like, when it comes to saying like will you let go of your independence, I don't think that necessarily means will I just quit, you know everything that I'm doing to just be a wife and shit like that. I don't think that that's necessarily what it means. I think it's all about compromise with your partner and being able to say, okay, cool. If you need me to be home more, or you need me to be more present, or I'm too tired all the time. Okay, cool. Let me fix my work schedule. Let me do. I'll make this compromise for you. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of our relationship. So yeah, I think that's it.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
drop his ass right in the middle.
yeah. All right, that's we talking about independent women, man. Is it a detriment to relationships, black culture, our culture? Or is it is this these modern day relationships, do gender roles no longer exist? This is the We Talk Back segment, man, where you my special guest today to come into the Lions Den with me, brother, to debate these independent, ambitious, beautiful, great, strong-willed, strong working, blessed women on why it is a necessity for men that, of course, me and you feel of our stature to be in their lives, relationship or otherwise.
First, can everybody hear me? Just want to say hi to the beautiful women on the panel tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause there. Yeah, yeah,
Love
yeah,
that.
yeah. You look good. All right. I'm a preface with this though. Okay. I'm a set a foundation so we don't have any, miscommunication later on, right? So the foundation is this. Um, the independent woman, I think first we have to identify what brought or created the independent mindset or independent woman in our community, specifically our community. So what brought on that was the government fucking over our whole shit. And I think we all can agree to that. By them, doing little things and setting little traps to where the man could not be in the house anymore. So that right there is the foundation of all of this that created the single black woman being independent, raising our children by themselves. Now, just like on the last show, I focus on the foundation of something, what something is supposed to be. Now, do I feel that our women have done a good job specifically in maintaining our children? Because I don't feel you can't raise a child by yourself. You can maintain a child by yourself. You can grow a child to, be a good citizen of society. But when it comes to raising children, it should always start and end with two parents, either two parent household. And if they, don't work out, they got to put their egos to the side. They got to put their bitterness to the side. And it's hard. It is hard. But I think second should be a healthy co parent relationship. And if that doesn't work, now we can talk about how strong this woman is by, surpassing all of that. And, the marriage couldn't work. And then the two healthy two co-parenting didn't work. Now we can focus on how strong she is out of all of that. But I think that's all we focus on. I think that's the first thing we focus on. And it's understandable because that's majority of what we have. I just think that we should put our focus back on the first thing, and that is two parents in this game together, and actually raising these kids, because when you have masculinity and you have femininity together, it balances a child out to get the best conducive situation possible. And I think today we don't focus on that. I see Miss Bell say, yeah, you know, I want that, but uh, and I ain't got that, so I'm gonna just focus on this. How about we just say we need that, instead of, yeah, like a side note, like, yeah, that'll be cool, but yeah, I'm a strong independent woman, I do the damn thing for my kids, I do this, I do that, I work two jobs, blah blah blah. And you spend so much energy on bigging yourself up on the third thing, when the first thing, we should basically say what we need and spend more time on that instead of the independent thing. I digress.
Let me just say this. You know, Dutch, the last time we talked, right? Now, Trey Five, I want you to tell me if I'm lying, all right? I want you to tell me if I'm lying. When we got on this joint, then what I asked you, Trey Five, what I asked you, I said, was you still recording? Because by 2 o'clock in the morning, agreed about everything.
We did.
And that
We
was a
did.
great 360. I mean, 180 that we should have been able to show. You feel me?
Versus
But
how it started, for sure.
exactly. But so I'm gonna approach you with a little less aggression today because I understand you now, Dutch. You feel me? But I know you wasn't listening to the whole show like I told you to last time, because if you was, then you would know that at the very beginning of this segment that we on right now, we all talked about what we need and want and prefer from our partner, right? So, uh, I personally definitely say I need a man for certain things that I can't do for myself. You know what I'm saying? But in certain other aspects of my life, I need to be independent and stand on my own 2 feet. And I need my man to understand that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's it.
I just want to say too, I love what you brought up about um, earlier times in history where obviously we had a governmental system and still do that wants to really fight against a lot of our men and don't want them in the home. And I think that was a good point to make, because I think a lot of people kind of overlook that or disregard that. Because I always tell people, like, no, like, it's documented in history that they would literally come and check and make sure a man wasn't in there in order for that woman to get those types of benefits and things like that. So, like, I completely understand that. I just think that it really just reared its ugly head into a bunch of other shit that, unfortunately, a lot of us, we didn't ask for. A lot of us was born into it. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't really ask for that kind of thing to be going on. It's just kind of something that's happened. And now, there is this, we've adopted kind of this idea where, we need to be independent and we need to get our education and we need to make sure we have a good job so that we can sustain our own selves and be on our own 2 feet. I think that yeah, I think that that played a major role in it. I just think that that was a governmental system. Once again, like I'm saying before, is just trying to break down our nuclear families and our units. And I think that it just kind of the effects of that is kind of raining through today. So yeah, I don't disagree with that. The first part of what you said, I think that's 100% correct.
Yeah, and just to rebut um Miss Bales there, we definitely ended on great notes, and we I think we still agree 100% on everything that we came to terms with, and I think those terminologies were getting in our way of the communication. But like I said, I do understand the condition that we're in. It's just what do we do moving forward? See, if we embrace the the results of what the government did to us, like what's that? I want to say y'all name, Sharice.
Sharice. Mm-hmm.
Okay, like Sharice said, you know, what happened is we we've seen the results. We're in the results of what happened, and now we're trying to make those results better by going to get the degree, going to um, get more understanding of how to be a strong single mother, and fight against the system and tout how good that I'm doing with my children. So it's like we're embracing the results of this thing and making the results better instead of trying to get back to before they did this to us, because right now they're not coming in our houses anymore, and the reason why is because they don't have to because we're doing it ourselves. We're recreating these results ourselves. See, if you look at the nature of how you break a horse, you only got to break that horse one time. That one time when you get a new horse, you just break it one time, and every little calf horse that it has, baby horse, it's just going to teach that child or baby horse how to have humans ride them and do all of that. That's why horses is never ever gonna be out of the realm of transportation. It's because you just got to do it one time. Hence slavery. The first generation of slaves, that's what they called it, buck breaking. You see what I mean? And then they taught their children and their children and their to where you only had to have about 5 white people on the plantation of 100 niggas. And why is that? Nat Turner, he turned up because he understood. Hey, it's only like 15 white people here. So why don't we? And they took over like 3 plantations. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, what we're doing is just continuing on going to the cotton field and picking the best cotton. I'm the best cotton picker out here instead of being Nat Turner and being like, no, we don't have to do this shit anymore. We got enough resources. We got enough understanding of where we're at to say, fuck that. Let's get back to our men. Let's bring our men back up. Let's give that power back to our man so he can put that battery in his back, that confidence from his woman, and do the damn thing. And I'm
So
gonna tell
that
y'all one thing: it ain't shit like your woman putting a battery, that confidence, them affirmations in you, and you doing the damn thing. We just got to do it on a mass level.
so Dutch, do you think homosexuality breaks up the nuclear home?
No, homosexuality been here since the dawn of man. People are always going to be gay. At the end of the day, now the perpetual um promotion and um yeah, the perpetual promotion in media and movies and social media and this aspect of putting that black man in that light, that is a detriment to us. It's not the actual regular
But what about girl on
homosexuality.
girl? This is She Talk We Listen. What about
No,
Girl and Girl?
I'm talking about all of it. Homosexuality. Period. When you promote these things to our young children, that breeds more of something. So I mean, it's a fact. I mean, it's just common sense that
So can
if
a
you have
homosexual couple raise what would we say? Good children? Or that's
I'm
not
I'm
ideal.
probably I'm probably it's not ideal, but it's better than um any single household. Yeah, yeah. I'll go with that before the single household.
Because in modern day dating, it's very fluent. Like, you know what I'm saying? We
But
don't know
it's
nowadays.
gonna wipe out our it's still gonna wipe out our race. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, yes, you're raising children. You'll be raising children properly, with two people, but it's still it still wouldn't put us to the numbers and put us to where we need to be as a whole.
But what
Like it,
education would them kids be lacking though?
they.
Two
I mean,
dad, two mom.
if they I mean the thing is I can just compare it to the single mother or single father thing, but if that's out of the question and I'm just comparing it to us as a whole being a detriment, yes, it will definitely be a detriment to us as a whole.
I just say that because in a lot of homosexual relationships, it's a woman that plays a more dominant or, masculine
Yeah.
role, or a man that plays a more feminine,
But you can play the role all day. We have transgenders out here, but they can't have babies. You see what I'm saying? They can't. They don't menstruate. They don't understand what a woman actually is. See, a woman can be a straight up masculine person, right? But you, I say this all the time on my show to give an example. Um, a bird can teach only a bird can teach another bird how to fly. That only another bird. Now I could teach a bird as a human how to talk, how to dance, how to walk. How I can teach a bird a lot of shit, but I cannot teach that bird how to fly. That will never happen. I will only need another bird to do that. So even though that woman has masculine features and behave in a masculine way, she still will not be able to teach that boy certain intricate parts of being a man, and developing into a man. And I'm gonna go to the father as well. I mean, a guy in a homosexual
not to cut you off,
um
Dutch, but y'all gonna
profession.
let this nigga do this? I've been waiting for a man to come up here for the We Talk Back segment for weeks. And y'all just letting this man spew and spew and spew.
I
But
think we
I'm
was
telling
waiting to
no,
see.
We're
I
that's
think we was
bullshit.
We
waiting to
let
see
him
how
Because a
he
lot,
wrap this
talk.
shit
a
up.
letting
lot
him
of
talk.
hold up.
You know
I
Dutch
didn't
is
set
long
my
winded. We gotta let him get his shit off,
this shit is
and
called
then
Let him talk.
he
We
gonna
gonna
let us
talk everything.
respond.
this shit is called She Talks, We Listen, and I'm telling you, the only
This is
nigga
a
that
different
really had to
segment,
sit
That's
here and
Milton.
because
listen
Trey,
was
Trey,
me.
Trey.
This nigga,
This
what
is
he's saying
everything I'm
is
talk.
not
saying.
what he's saying is not consistent with a lot of content that I didn't sit here and listen to for at least the last 4 weeks. So
Okay,
I need y'all
okay, this is
to
my
pull
first
out
day.
a heel, a kitten heel or something
A
to
kitten
fucking
here
put
is
up in his
crazy, bro.
ass. Like, where is the
I
pushback,
know.
ladies?
I have to
There's no way
clarify
y'all
real
agree.
quick.
Ain't nobody wearing no
There's no way
kitten
y'all
heels.
agree with
Stop it.
everything he's saying.
We not saying we agree
If
with
I'm not
nothing.
mistaken, it was one point that I did have a question on, but I was like, I
There
was
we
in and
go.
out. So I had a question.
It's
And
y'all show.
was there a
Go.
comparison that it's better for a child to be in a homosexual setting, parent lifestyle instead of a single parent home?
He
That was
said
one
it.
thing
Yeah,
that I think I
Yeah, he
bridged
said
in
that.
at that point, and I was just like, I was kind of stuck on stupid when you said that. But did you say something like that?
no, that's a homosexual relationship is two people. It's two people, and that's way better than that's way better. Like I
Yeah.
said, you're
Well,
you're
that's where I was
maintaining a
stuck on
child
stupid at
when
because I
you're
didn't hear nothing before that, and I heard that point. Oh no, I heard what you said afterwards, and I was like, dang, I think that's really what you said. But yeah, I don't agree with that because I feel like that's not in upliftment to even what you said previously, the whole staying up until 2 a.m. Like that's in opposition of all of that. Because like if you want a strong traditional family, black family at that, within a man or a woman, to have a child being raised and thinking that it's normalized and okay to pursue that lifestyle, they are just going to push that within their life and their children's life, which is okay. But that is messing up the whole narrative of even what you said. So I was like, dang.
let me
So just to
let
get
me
the
let me
clarification
let
I
me
that you
don't feel
let
actually
me
like
did
I
say
don't
that
feel
ma'am,
like
is
no
a
no no
children
part
no
of
growing
no
up
no
in
what
a.
the teacher said.
let me use your logic.
I
Now,
don't.
I will rather that same logic goes to showing that child uh, a single parent, and they will continue in that process, which we have been doing. That's why we're having
You
this
went hard on the
conversation
single
now.
mothers. I'm like, dang. Not to put the
No,
single mothers like
I'm a
all the way
no
underneath like a
no
homosexual
because be, because
couple. Like,
because
dang, that's deep. That kind of
well
struck me because I'm like, dang.
that's because most
Just like
people they did
you went hard.
they did no, it's not me going hard. It's me pointing out things that I don't like
No, like
the
the last
things.
segment, like you was long winded last time about how you were like strong about how you don't feel like single women are like should be praised for being able to like raise successful children. Like it should not be praised because like just the whole concept of just a single parent household should not be uplifted. But like
By
just
two
to hear
o'clock
the
in the morning,
like
I
it was
I
still
like
don't
we came
know.
to the
I still
conclusion
believe
that
it.
it was more or less the word praise was used
Oh, verbiage
instead of
and
the
shit.
word promote. You know what I'm
So
saying?
so
So I think that was where the
Oh,
discord came into play because he wasn't saying that it shouldn't be, like that it's not okay. He's saying that it shouldn't be promoted to
I
be the
got.
normal.
Do we
Yeah,
promote
and I
things? Do
think what
we
he said
promote things we
oh,
also.
don't
verbiage is
praise?
important. Okay.
Hold up, I'm sorry, Trey, because I think also what he was saying was that like he made a good point when he said people been gay since the beginning of time. This is true. Like my father literally had
But like promotion of it
two
is
brothers who were
new.
gay, and one of them had his father's full name. He was a junior and he was gay. Like, you know, I just can't, you know what I'm saying?
The promotion
I get
upliftment of it
no,
is
no, it's
new.
not promotion. That's not what he
Like
was
where
saying.
it's like, yes, because like even
That's
in
not
those
what he was
times, like
saying.
they
let me
would
No.
let
pass
me
on the
He wasn't,
lineage
he's
and
not,
highlight
hold up,
certain children,
One,
whether
one
they
at a
have the
time,
name or
ladies. One
not.
at a
hold up,
time.
Z. Hold up, Z. Let me say this though, Z, because he's not discounting the fact that that is not something that comes up because it do, it does, okay. And we, whether we like it or not, agree with it or not, or whatever the case may be, that's one thing. No one's saying that it should be promoted. I think what he was doing was acknowledging that it is something that is very real and very prevalent in all of our families on this stage. So it's like you can't really like cancel it out long as they're being raised by two people, two strong individuals who want to see these kids be loved and be successful and grow. That's what I took from what he said, because literally both of my uncles was gay as hell, and my grandfather was not happy about that shit when he found out, but it just was what it was. It
And
was what it was.
I don't feel like
I agree with
children are I
exceptions, but
don't feel
not
like
just like
children
this being a
become
thing.
gay. I don't feel
Right,
like
no, we
children
mean that.
become gay from having gay parents.
Yeah,
You
not
know what I'm
always.
saying? I feel like that is an something that you just have inside of you when you're born. Like
I,
me being a bisexual woman and growing
I
up
feel
in
the
a
same way.
household with a woman and a man, you feel me, and not having any uncles or aunts that are gay. Everybody
Right.
was in heterosexual relationships. That is all I saw growing up, and I still had those urges. At age 6, I wanted to kiss a bitch in the mouth.
Can
You
I
know
ask
what
you
I'm
guys a
saying?
question?
So I
I
just
hate to
don't
get
feel. I feel like if you're gonna be gay, you're just gonna be gay. I don't
I
feel like
hate
there's any type of influence to
I
make that happen.
I really really hate to get personal, and I don't really want to get personal. Y'all don't even have to answer it on a personal level, right? But have you guys met somebody that was gay, homosexual, bisexual that wasn't molested, wasn't taught hypersexuality at an early age, wasn't introduced to hypersexuality at an early age? I'm just asking y'all honestly, truthfully, even in your own experiences. Are y'all
Yes.
telling me y'all known people or known yourself or met people
Yes.
that wasn't
Let me
exposed
ask you
to
this. Let me
hypersexuality
kick
or
it to you like
molested
this.
and they
I'm gonna just ask you
still
like this,
went
straight
into
back.
that life?
Have you ever met a person's kid, their son specifically, and they like 4 years old, and you like that little nigga gonna be gay? Like seriously, like on some real nigga shit. Have you ever came across a
Hey,
child from just pay? You might be in the mall, you might be somewhere, and you see a little kid, and you like
Bill,
he gonna be gay.
Bills, Bills. But
Me?
what
No,
age? What
no,
age? What
no,
age
Bill.
is
She
that,
said
Bills?
four. She said
Like
four.
four,
Oh,
like
she
four
said
No,
years
four.
no,
old.
no, Bills. No. Me?
I
I
have
have a
No,
bills.
I
My
lot.
have
cousin
not.
is like
I
that,
have a
I
and
lot.
he
haven't.
never was
Because
raping
at
nothing,
four
but he's been
years,
like that since we've been little. He
four
was playing
years
with
But
Barbie
old,
dolls and stuff with
four
us
years
as
Well, as
kids.
a
old
4 years old
hairstylist,
is
I
even
met a
too
lot of
young to
people's
is
kids,
identify
bro.
too
sexuality. Like,
that's
why
way
is
too
my
that's
sexuality
way
on
too
the
young.
table at 4?
That's
so
way too young.
my
It's
name.
not like it's to be promoted, but I'm saying like if
That's
I'm
too
sitting
young.
here watching your son twirl and
Why
shit
is
and
sexuality
I'm
fucking
like a
gonna
when
look
thing
he
at
at
nail
I'm gonna
4?
look
painted and
at
shit like
And,
that, like
Bills. I'm gonna
and
look at where he live. Before I even be like, man, this little nigga gonna be gay, I'm gonna be looking at
yeah,
why.
bro.
Oh, he with his mother, who ain't got no
Yeah.
daddy.
And
He with all his
a lot of
sisters.
that be
And then I'm
kids
gonna
Yeah.
growing up
say
without their
he
father in the
may be gay.
household,
No, no,
so that's
then I'll
all
say
they
that.
see. You
But
know, a
before
lot
that,
of that is a part of it.
I never identified
Can
it
I
like us
say?
like that.
Can I
Because I
say?
know
Can I say
soft
something?
nature, men have soft natures,
Oh,
Can
especially
I
little
say something?
boys. A lot of boys
I
soft
I,
as
th-
shit. Like
I
yeah. I
think
say
it's
that.
I think it's two threads here, right? So one thread from doing research and then my opinion on top of that research. What I found out was this: people are not
What's wrong?
born with people are not born like gay, but they're born with an imbalance that and that imbalance transfers over to liking the same sex once puberty hits. You see, and that result will be being a homosexual. Now, I think that goes along since the beginning of man, right? That imbalance, sort of like any imbalance that a person had, any
I don't know, Dutch. That's like saying you born with the imbalance to be a criminal. I don't know about that
nah.
one, brother.
See. The thing is, I I believe the imbalance is something. It's something biological that is off.
Would
It
you
is
say
something
imbalance?
biological.
And ladies, because I know like some of y'all have been on that path. That I know, no disrespect to Dutch, but even me, like all respect, but we never been on the wild side, right? You know what I'm saying? So we haven't been on the wild side, so we don't know. We going off based off our research, but he say imbalance, I say exposure. I
I would
think
say
it's
this.
Nah,
I would
and
say this.
that's where I the second thread of that. That
they been
I
on
would
the wild
say
side
I
though,
would
Dutch.
say
You
this.
feel
now
me?
I would say
now
this.
I do believe influence can alter someone's behavior.
Oh,
Influence definitely alters one's behavior. If you are growing up and you are going through adolescence and puberty, and this is where that transgender thing comes into play, where you have these administrators at school, the kid is just going through puberty, and they tell them, and they're very impressionable. They tell them, hey, do you think you're transitioning? Now you're planting something in this kid's mind to now think, oh, when it's just regular as puberty. See, when we was growing up, puberty was puberty. We had it and we went through it. Shit growing, hair growing here, you're feeling different, titties growing, all that shit. So at the end of the day, that second thread of this is that promoting. That's why I stick on what you promote. When you promote to children, they start to have ideas and think that this is the way I supposed to be because they see it everywhere. See, we're all grown now. We understand certain shit. A kid does not understand certain shit when it comes to development and learning. So we have the spectrum of that imbalance that you're just going to probably just be gay once you hit puberty and start liking what you like. And then you have that getting promoted to and being influenced. And that right there can create the imbalance.
What do y'all feel about the imbalance and the exposure? Y'all want to
I
Well, when
push
it
mean,
back?
comes to exposure, I'm gonna
personally,
have to say, being a gay woman, I was never influenced. Like, I had an aunt growing up. We always knew she had female friends. Really did not even know she was gay until I was well grown. um Being a gay black woman and having nieces, goddaughters, and things like that, I promote healthy relationships. So whether I decide to be with a woman for the rest of my life, or I decide I want to be bisexual and date a man, my goal to my young girls, or my goddaughter who's 12 that's watching me be in a relationship at one point with her aunt, was about healthiness. It wasn't about the fact that I was with a woman. So we're not sitting around tugging each other down, walking around with fake dildos and straps and doing all this wild kinky stuff, as you're saying, promoting. But the reality is, the education and the opportunities that we have for our youth now, we weren't granted that. We weren't granted open space to be who you really wanted to be. You weren't granted the option to sometimes to say you had these feelings. For instance, a lot of black men, or men, still live in a closet, unfortunately, in my community, because black men are fearful of still being beat up, getting killed, not being able to be true to themselves as a gay man. So they still walk around on this down low and want to promote themselves as a thug or a gangster or this hardcore black man, when in reality they lying with the next black man. But they walking around with wives and all of that. But they can't be true to themselves because they're still not accepted into the community unless they move away and create new lives. So no, it's not just being promoted. I think along with everything in mental health and stuff now, there's just real shit that's not being put in the closet no more, like a lot of us is raised. You pray on it, or whatever happened in my household, we don't talk about it. The reality now in 2025, the veil and shit is ripped off. And now people have to talk about shit. People have to now actually have conversation with their children. I'm not saying go sit down and talk to your 10-year-old and be like, well, do you want to be gay today? Do you want to be a trans today? Do you want to go cut your penis off and have a vagina? I'm not saying you got to go to that depth, but if your child is showing signs or begin to question things about sexuality, you have to find what's appropriate within your household to have that dynamic in those conversations. What's right or wrong, I'm not here to choose or say that's what it is. But being a gay person, I'm not running around every day with rainbow flags on, honestly. I'm not. If I go to work, you wouldn't know I'm gay unless I say it. So it's not something I'm sitting around, hey, everybody, I'm the queer girl, like, love me, let me tat rainbows on my forehead and everything gotta be looking like a goddamn unicorn. Like, that's not happening. I can walk around and mingle and camouflage and be a chameleon in any community or anything I put myself in. But that doesn't mean, hey, I'm telling my nieces and my goddaughters and the girls that I'm mentoring, go be gay. Like, no, but they got to understand the hardships, the understanding of relationships. When you're talking households, I don't think, even with the independent woman, I don't think a lot of women are waking up and saying they want to be an independent woman. A lot of that's also forced on us, as you talked about the systemic thing. So it's the same thing that's happening in a household. Just because they have two gay parents, not as you were saying, Dutch, but even what Z was saying, like, no, it don't mean the kid is going to be gay, but I think the reality is kids need to be aware of what they're going to see in the world. You can't protect your kids, or they can't be sheltered from everything. So you walking down the street and they see two gay men, it's better to explain what they're seeing, appropriate based on their age, so they can understand the dynamics of the communities and the places they're going to be in. Because I feel like when I grew up, you thought you would get pregnant because you kissed somebody. They thought, they made it seem like kissing would get you pregnant. But there's a lot more shit you can catch. And I'm saying this as a nurse who's been in the field for 15 years. It's so many young girls and young boys I work with who had HIV because their parents didn't teach them about condoms. They didn't teach them how to properly put a pad on, or hygiene and simple things that we would think, oh, that's common sense and people should know. And they 20 something, 25, 30, 40 years old and never been taught these things. So the education and the transparency and the conversations have to be had, even though they may be uncomfortable. They may not fit some people's morals. They may not fit some people's standards. They may not fit some people's expectations or even religious beliefs. Even as a gay woman, some of the shit, like the kids' sex being changed on, as a person of the community, I'm not particularly a fan of that, because I feel like, don't make that choice on a child until they really understand, like you said, puberty, the dynamics of their body. Is this what they really want? Some things sometimes is push, but I also feel like some of them conversations still need to be had around that. Give a child options, let them see. Eventually, they're not going to be children, they become adults. You can't continue to treat a child as a child. You have to meet them at the age and the maturity level they at, because one day they're going to be an adult and they're going to have to make their own choices and decide who they want to lay with, who they want to be with, who they want to be, if they're going to date black, if they want to decide to go date a white woman, or whatever the case is. But the conversations like we're having got to continue to happen, and it got to still happen with our children too. It can't be a closeted topic, or it's just only when they see it on TV, or when it's a big thing because it's the Capitol Pride, or because Donald Trump decides he want to take all the way to gay rights, and everybody now want to have these conversations. Even out of my family, people still tiptoe around it. I'm proud of who I am because I'm still be who I am, because at the end of the day, I'm still low first, right? Gay don't identify me. It's a part of me, but it's not my whole character. So the family members that want to tiptoe, I'm like, okay, I'm still me. I'm gay. I'm not a pedophile. I don't want your children. It's a difference between that. So people got to also know how to separate what it means being gay. Being gay don't mean they want every man they see or every woman they see. Just like a regular a heterosexual person has standards, so do we.
Before I
So
ask you this one question, I'm sorry, guys. My apologies. My apologies. Gigi. My apologies. Nature of a man. The comments. Oh, Shay son, we got some comments going on from YouTube. I'm so sorry. I didn't see y'all. I didn't see y'all communicating to us. They was rebuttaling to what we were saying. My bad, Geechee. Dre said. Dutch said imbalance, brother. I said exposure. So I would love to be capped. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to be called out, but you got that a little bit. You got a little bit twisted, but it's recorded, brother. You'll see it. Dutch said imbalance. I said exposure. So my bad, y'all. I wanted to show some love to the people showing us love on YouTube, because this, like y'all said, this conversation is official. Somebody's lying. I don't know if you said you lying, but oh shit. We would love to hear what you mean by that, and who do you mean by who you think is just talking. Shit son, if you would love to be civil, we'll love to invite you up here. But again, on to, I would like to ask you, I know or anybody that wanted to rebuttal, but I wanted to ask you, at what age do y'all think we should start talking to our children about such things? Because you said they're going to be adults at one point of time, and we should talk to them like adults. I have a sneaky pushback on that, because it's depending on what age you're talking about with me.
No, I did not say that. I said depending on the age and the maturity of your child. I didn't say that you had to talk to them as an adult. You like those of you that are parents, you have your children. You should know your child better than anybody else. So you know your maturity level of your child. So do what you feel is best for your child. But I'm just saying, I think sexuality and just puberty and a lot of things that's just going around the normal development of people is not talked about enough. So I'm not even talking about just if you gay, you straight. I'm just talking about basic hygiene things, basic things that need to be taught to boys and girls, whether it's properly cleaning themselves, wearing condoms, birth control, the different STDs and things like that. That shit ain't happening still with people. So some people still feel like they figure it out, or the kids that get it from school or whatever, and it is what it is. But the conversations need to be had at some point, based on what you feel is right for your child or your children.
This is She Talk We Listen. I don't know what you mean by this, but are you saying men can be gay for real, or are you just saying that women can't be gay for real? We don't understand that one, but we love
Maybe
the
she wanted me to
clarity.
say lesbian.
Maybe.
Well, I'm a lesbian. Men and gay, however you
I
want to
just
go,
wanna,
queer.
women, I don't
I do
understand
wanna
that.
give a
Women can't
big,
be gay for real.
I wanna give a big shout out to Lolo for how she explained everything, and I agree
I do too.
with her. I agree
Yeah,
with everything that she said
hundred
on
percent.
how she broke that down. And when I'm talking about the exposure part and influence, I necessarily, I know people, just like I said about the single mother thing. I know single mothers ain't telling their kids, "Hey, be a single mother." It's just what's the promotion part is what they see and the uptick in how these things are being developed. And 20 years ago, I think it was like less than 10% of kids in school identified as something other than their um their 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 sex or gender, and outside of heterosexual, being a heterosexual. Today, right now, it's like 47%. That's not natural. That does not progress that damn fast naturally. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to promoting to our kids and exposure. It's like, kids, they going look and see what the group is doing and follow behind it, But I definitely don't think we're just out here saying, hey, be gay. Look at what I'm doing. Look at mommy kissing a woman or daddy kissing a man. I don't think we out there like that. But everything else you said, I commend and I appreciate how you broke that down.
My
Thank you.
small pushback was just I believe a lot of people still in the closet, but I also believe today is the gayest day we ever had in the world. So it's like
Definitely a little
I
old to
don't
be gay.
yeah, I don't want to
It's
push back.
trending.
Yeah, I don't want to push back that niggas ain't in the closet. Niggas ain't women and men, they not in the closet. But it's like today, it's like the gayest day. Like you damn near could just fake a being gay and you can make some paper.
It's
Like
an aesthetic lifestyle. It's a trend for some people.
yeah, for
Facts.
some people, like it really is. So
Yeah, I hate bitches who call themselves gay and don't eat pussy. Now I gotta beat your ass.
Well, they may like getting their pussy ate by a
Look,
feminine
don't you pillow princesses stay the fuck away from me. All right, I'm
pillow.
good off that.
Pillow. That's new.
That's what that's called. That's called a pillow princess.
okay. So the comment said, I agree, women can't be, but so women can't be gay, but men can.
What is that?
I
These
told
are
you I think
these
they
the
wanted me
YouTube
to say they was lesbian,
yeah,
so
these
I
the
corrected
YouTube
it and just
comments,
say I'm a
guys.
lesbian and men are
I
gay if
mean,
that
I,
is
I,
better
I
for
will say this.
clarification.
I will say this. I always said this, and I'm gonna continue saying it.
Yes,
I
all
think
women do
early.
love women unless you a
I,
hater, but all women do not want to have sex with women. They're not
I
sexually
think,
attracted to them
but I,
just because they think they're pretty.
but I think that right there is a catalyst to something, a potential of that being coming into fruition. So I will say all women are actually just gay or bisexual
This
because
motherfucker must be a
because
professional
you can,
troll, B.
at the end of the day, I can't tell Trey, bruh, you cute, and y'all will attest that to me being gay. Y'all will go straight to me. Oh, nigga, I can't be like, oh no, I just mean he cute. I ain't sexually attracted to him. Y'all,
Nigga,
so
cause you
the
don't
same
say it like
principle.
that. You gotta be like, damn, Shay, you look clean as shit today, my boy. You got that
Nah,
shit on. You do that shit
that's what
together.
I'm saying.
In
That's what I'm
certain
saying.
ways, you say
So
that. You
you
don't
can,
just walk up to a nigga and be like, hey, you
but
cute as shit
nah,
today, my
nah,
boy.
nah. What I'm saying is, I can't do the same thing that you can do to a woman, and
Can you just do it in a
nah.
masculine way, the same way we do it in a feminine way? We're complimenting each other in a feminine way. Men should compliment each other in a masculine way because we're
I
feminine and
I
men are
I, I
masculine.
can. I can see where you coming from with that. I can see how you say,
Can I give you
because
a
I
small
can't I
pushback
can't,
though,
It's
Bill?
like niggas play gay jokes all day. Girls don't do that. Girls don't
but
do
we
that,
do
Yes,
it,
yes, y'all,
but we
yes,
do it in a
yo,
way.
yes, y'all
Hold
do.
bro.
on, hold on,
Not
hold on,
like
hold on.
Yes,
y'all.
y'all
Our
do.
gay
Cut it out.
jokes, our gay jokes
Fool.
are, nigga, you gay. It ain't, nigga, I'ma suck your dick. Nah, we don't say it like that. Like, what the fuck?
Niggas be gay as shit. It be like niggas are flat out just walk up and be like, nigga, you gay as shit. Or a nigga be eating a fucking hot dog and be like, oh yeah, that shit going
Yeah,
deep down your throat
but
today,
it's
bro.
it's
Like you taking that
Now,
motherfucker
now,
down.
it's the
Dutch, hey,
negative.
Dutch,
Like
Dutch.
It's
When
girls
it
don't
comes to
do
the
shit like
Glock,
that. We don't see each other eating a
yeah,
piece of
when it
a
comes to the
fucking slice
glizzy,
of
we
orange and be
have
Yes,
like,
y'all
discussions.
yes, bitch,
do.
suck it, bitch.
Yes, y'all
Nah,
Yes,
nah.
bitch,
do.
suck the juice
Y'all
out that orange,
do.
bitch.
Y'all
Like, no,
do.
the fuck
Y'all.
we
I
don't.
Yeah,
see. I see so many. I
Oh,
see
you
so
nah.
biting the fuck
many.
out that strawberry, bitch.
Hold
Yeah.
up. No,
We
That,
don't do
I
that,
that.
see. I see so many women on their stories at the club, filling on their friends' titties and ass. And I'm be
Okay.
like, hold on,
We
Okay,
don't
that's
feel
I
good
on each
can't
point.
do
other
that with
shit.
my
We don't do
man.
Nah,
stuff like
nah,
that.
Nah,
Me
niggas
and
ain't
bitches
she
don't
gotta
just
do.
club
like an
too
hey,
either.
Y'all
Well,
Nah,
maybe
do.
the
why
niggas
that
ain't
you
youngest.
Y'all
working? I
do.
don't be in the club
Get some
groping my friends'
get
It's
some
shit.
still the
That's
drink.
gay.
youngest.
Get
That's
get
gay.
some drink in a woman.
Nigga,
And
that's
this is why
gay.
I say.
I ain't
This is
touching
why I
no
say
shit.
all women are bisexual because you get them
that's a
drunk
that's a good point.
young. That shit'll come out.
No, we just
But
love each other. We
but
just love each other.
Dutch, we gotta concede. We gotta concede with these youngins with the new wave of Glocks and glizzies and hot dogs and shit. We have to concede that over. Even look at the comments. We even have to concede to shit like this. This is a thing now. This was never a thing, but this
But
is
we
a thing
got
because
but we
men made this a thing though, Dutch. So I'm gonna be honest, we have to concede to Glocks, glizzies, and no diddies and shit.
Cause
Like,
bro, we
so
we be
yeah,
it's the
chilling at
we
the
have to.
cookout.
context.
The
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah,
No, I
niggas
think
be
it's
yeah.
I think it's the context of these things though, Trey. The thing is, we're doing it as a negative, like, dude, what you doing? You know what I mean? Now, it ain't like how women do it. Women will be like, yeah, bitch, your titties is titty, and you know what I'm saying? Like we it's a positive when
Them
they're
titties
doing
Right,
it.
do be
You know what I'm
titties.
saying?
right.
Like, look, we not no haters. We love each other, okay? That's all.
It has to
We
come to
love
a
us.
reality
You know our
of
women are
when a
beautiful.
nigga is eating a fucking hot dog that niggas been eating since they was kids, because that's a poor man's fucking meal.
Nah, it's the way that you putting a hot
Where a
dog in your
nigga,
mouth, dog. Like,
Nah.
niggas been eating the hot dogs the same way since they was kids.
Like,
To where you
bro,
have
when
enough
you
yeah.
was 7
energy
years
that you have
old,
to
was you
pull your
breaking your
phone
fucking
out
glizzy in
and
the
take a
sliders?
picture.
No, nigga.
It's a lot of effort in taking your phone out and taking a picture to take pictures or
Bro,
record.
if you
Like,
if
no,
you
bro.
snap the
No, bro.
banana when you eat it,
Hey
like you
Trey,
just out
hey
here.
Trey. Let me ask you a question now.
How do you eat
Would
popsicles?
you would you get on your show and to stop all of that, would you get on your show and go get the biggest glizzy at 7-Eleven and down that joint on your show? Live on your show.
Because anybody that really know me, like, look, my real sister is on here. I never like bananas, nigga. I don't eat hot dogs at motherfucking cookouts. That's just facts. So it's not even.
Fuck
I'm not even a
no, he
different
did
nigga.
not.
I
He did
never ate
not.
hot dogs. I don't
He
like
did
hot dogs,
not.
bro. That's
He
just
did
I
period.
not.
can
All
I
None
right.
of
don't
attest
that.
to
like
that. I
bananas.
had a
None of that.
recipe
I don't even like
with
cherries. I don't even
None
eat
of
grapes.
that.
And it ain't even no
hey,
homo
Why?
shit. It's just
hey
I'm not
Trey
into
Five,
that.
I ain't gonna hold you. When we went to Atlanta and my father made all them glizzies and shit,
What I eat.
you sat right there and you didn't eat shit
None of
off the
that
And
shit.
grill.
I
The
love big
nigga ate
bills.
all
Look,
sides.
I
None
love
of
big
that
dollar
shit.
bills, man.
And
He gave
chicken.
us dollar bill gave us hella motherfucking hospitality.
Yeah.
But I don't eat blocks,
All right,
bro. I just that
do you eat like ice cream off a cone or whatever?
No, he don't eat none of that. No.
Like what the fuck do you
I'm
eat then, nigga?
The
nah,
fuck? He
Like,
don't eat none of that.
nigga, you
Hey
stupid.
Dutch. Hey
No, but
Dutch. Hey Dutch. I wanna see
he
you
want
eat
me
the
to
ice cream off a
that nigga want
cone.
me to name I can't name
I eat ice. You
a
You
not
wanna
gonna
do it
hospitality
see
on the
it, but
next
I
restaurant,
live
do it.
stream? We need
Nah,
you.
I ain't
You in
gonna
the
do it
car. We need you to
live.
go to McDonald's right now and go
They
get an ice
say,
cream cone.
bro. What was the
see
question?
what
You trying to
happens.
lie me? Oh, you just trying to lie me up. What
Nah,
was the
nah.
premise?
This is what I'm asking. This is what I'm asking.
Carmen said,
Are you
Hey, when I go to
against?
7-Eleven, put the chili and the cheese on the Glock and eat it on
Are
screen.
you against Trey? Are you against a man eating a hot dog in front of you?
Oh no, I don't give a fuck about that.
You're not gonna think anything.
No,
No.
I've made the joke before though, but no,
Okay,
it ain't that shit ain't
okay.
no.
I gotta take you. I gotta take your word at it. But
But
don't
yeah,
come around me eating no fucking hot dog like that.
yeah. But
It's gonna
see,
be.
that's what I'm
It's
saying.
gonna
Though. Like,
be.
but that's what
It's
I'm
gonna be
saying. This is what
farce.
I mean when I say, this is what I mean when I
But
say we
nobody,
don't do the
nobody,
gay shit.
yeah.
Because
Like,
if my friend is walking around the house sucking on a popsicle, I'm not gonna be like, bro, are you good? I'm gonna
nobody
put you
think
in a
about that
corner and
shit.
Nah,
keep
nah.
licking that fucking
Come
popsicle like
on.
Like,
that. Like, well,
Hold,
we just don't do shit like that to
on.
each other.
Hold on. I think it is levels to certain shit like being overboard. Like if a nigga is literally sucking on a lollipop or a popsicle, like come on, man, you can't just be doing
nah,
that
bro.
shit. And for me to
nah,
have a regular
Nah, they gotta.
conversation with
Hey,
you,
Dutch, that gotta say something about your circle. Cause
yeah,
what
nobody
the
thinking like
fuck,
that
nigga?
shit. Yeah.
nah, my
Niggas been
circle
eating this
tight.
shit
At
since
the end of the
kids.
day,
Niggas been
nah,
eating
but
this
I
shit
get
You
since
that.
sure?
I
kids,
get
bro.
that.
Nigga can't eat
I
a
think it's
popsicle,
levels to
a
it. Do I eat
lollipop.
popsicles? Do I eat popsicles? Yeah. Do I have lollipops? Yeah. At
I
the end
do
of
it
the
in
day,
private.
it's a certain level and way that you can do it without it giving off
Yeah, nah,
some
nobody doing that
Oh,
shit.
some other shit.
the lollipop commercial when they licked it, and then they bit the motherfucker. You gotta bite the lollipop. You
Nah,
can
it's just
only
certain
eat
shit.
popsicles if you biting a popsicle.
At the end of the day, we gotta talk about masculinity.
Dex,
Like
do you
certain
bite your
things about
popsicle?
your
Man, nobody doing that shit.
nah. I bite my. I don't.
No, but
I
I
ain't
look
doing
Yeah.
that.
what I would. You the only man on here, so like you the only one. It's not that I'm specifically trying to challenge you, but
Oh nah.
at
I
what
know what I know.
at what point, right, do we not question our masculinity when we eating regular treats, fruits, foods, but we're not identifying them as dicks? So it's like I'm just saying, like, what point do identifying or every fucking food that even looked or shaped like a dick as a dick,
I
not you questioning your
all right. All right.
masculinity,
To
masculinities in
Bell's point.
others?
To Bell's point, earlier point. I'm gonna bring her point back, and I conceded to that point. I was talking about how a man, I can't say you're cute, but I can say it in a different way to where it fits my masculinity. See, a woman can sit up there and suck on a lollipop and do all of that, and you won't think nothing of it. Now, if you're doing it in the same way a feminine woman is doing this, like that will bring birth an idea to where like why you licking a fucking ice pop like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm referring to you licking it like a woman will lick a ice pop. You feel me?
But
Like
why you
it is levels to certain masculine and feminine shit.
What the comments bugging? I can't even show some of y'all comments. Y'all ain't gonna lie.
Now let us see
Cause
that
it
shit.
goes
Nah, y'all want to see this shit.
What's wrong
Yo,
with
Put
you?
it up,
What's
y'all
wrong
man.
want,
with
Go
it?
ahead.
yo.
Cause you
Let
pissing
him.
me off. You done already mentioned it.
I'm sorry, but these niggas is crazy as shit. Like, cause the shit was ringing up. I looked up and seen like 17. I was like, oh shit. All right, my bad, baby. Go. Last one was this.
no titty.
She
Bitch,
talk masculine.
where are you?
He said, bitch, don't play with bills,
Cause
baby.
I already know who you talking about. I beat your mother the fuck
her
up.
shirt tight? Her shirt tight. What the fuck? Fuck.
This
Ooh.
shit right.
I'm gonna just think maybe because typing fast. It's so tight it's see through. Whose shirt is that?
The titty be
I ain't about to play tonight. I'm not.
I told y'all I didn't want to show this shit.
She talking like a old Gucci Mane.
Bitch, I had the flu. Fuck wrong with
Gucci
y'all?
Mane. Hey, what the fuck?
I had the
Oh
flu
man.
last week.
Oh,
Oh
leave
my
my girl
god.
alone. Y'all trying it.
I'm
Her
fucking
bonnet look like
crying.
it's the only decent thing on her. She boy.
Oh my god. I gotta
hey
stop
they
coming to
they
the
why
they
y'all,
podcast fresh off
why
work,
y'all my
they
folks like
cooking.
this, bro?
They cooking in our comment section.
They spanking me.
So do a blank.
What?
That's
Damn, they
trying
cooking.
so hard. My bro not gay. He not gay. I can vouch for
Hey,
that. He not
Damn,
gay.
y'all is
hey,
Y'all
wilding
got
in
my
these
brother fucked
comments.
up.
Bitch, I ain't had a
She make sure
boner on the
the
whole show
bonnet
till
don't
I
tip
got
off.
home.
The
I ain't
fuck?
had a boner on the whole show till I got home. Why is y'all doing this to
Bills
me?
can do your hair, bitch. And Bills can do your hair. She can have her bonnet off. Tell him,
I
Bills.
going
Got
today
me
with
fucked
the
up.
sofa is
Shit.
crazy.
What the
Not how
fuck?
probably ghetto.
Her
Ooh.
charm ghetto.
Oh my God, I love this. This is great.
Fuck.
Trey Five, why you
Yeah.
don't always play the
I,
comments? The
With this
comments
comedy
is
look,
killing
part.
me right
Red.
now.
I was
It's
slipping.
hard to match.
I didn't even know they was writing this shit.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
Wow. To say niggas gay and then write some
Hey,
shit like
ice
this is
pop is an ice
crazy.
pop. She be hitting sometimes.
That's crazy.
Hey,
oh my
Gigi.
god.
She from New York, New York. people talk about beat up. So
I will beat your mother the
That's just
fuck
that.
like
up.
shit, and
That's
you bitch.
On
And
my
not for
soul.
real, Cal.
The
It's for
fuck?
I
real.
beat everybody in your house the fuck up. How about that?
Dang, right. And you should do the comments all the time. That shit lit. Like you should do it
I'm gonna
like on
kick
the
your fucking
commercial
dog.
time or some shit. We
Yeah,
should, yeah,
my
entertain that
bad,
shit.
y'all. I didn't see the
Then
comments.
slice that
Okay.
shit. To make the shit more entertainment. Yeah, what y'all saying?
Oh
Hey,
now I
hey,
gotta go brush my damn
Like
hair
shit.
before next Thursday.
We
Lord
ready.
mercy.
Don't let that be yourself. Don't worry about them.
Nietzsche a
God
victim
damn,
of
a
man,
bitch
man.
can't even be getting over the flu. Leave my voice the fuck alone.
We need y'all every Thursday, man. Pop out, man,
Oh
for
my
the entertainment.
soul.
I'm definitely gonna let y'all shine. So we came up to a conclusion that the independency of women is what? Positive or detriment to black culture?
Both of
I'm gonna
Positive.
say that.
Both.
I'm gonna say individual cases, it may be positive, but as a whole,
so both, nigga. Why you gotta be so long
nah,
winded all the time, Dad?
as a whole, I was trying to give it up to y'all who are doing the damn thing. See, when I try to throw y'all a bone, y'all don't want to eat the motherfucker.
Now you want us to eat bones? This nigga,
Look,
boy.
look, as a whole, to answer as a whole, it is a detriment.
Yeah, y'all know that shit ain't where it's at. I ain't even supposed to say this on camera, but y'all
So
know
Dutch,
that,
if you
man.
say that, what would make it better?
I told you, man. Just going back to the first thing. See, the result is what we trying to beast out in. Nah, man, get back to the assignment. The assignment was we always they can never break us until they integrated our asses, and then we fell up under their laws, and this is what we got today.
I just couldn't disagree when you said people been gay since the beginning of time. Like, I mean, because I really had to think about people in my family, like legit, and I'm like, damn, he right about that. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, like I said, whether somebody agree with your
Yeah, I agree
lifestyle
with what
or
he said.
not, yeah, whether people agree with your lifestyle or not, you know what I'm saying? I think that when it does boil down to our children, we do have to be careful. Like when they grow up and they decide that's something they want to do, that's one thing, you know, but like to try to put it in their head before the fact, you shouldn't do that because whatever way they're going to go that way. And we shouldn't, whatever it is just whatever it is. You know, we're not going to be able to control it, like especially when they grow up and become of sound mind and understanding. Like they're going to know exactly what it is, or whatever they feel in their spirit to be, whatever they want it to be. But like me as a parent per se, like I'm not going to push it. Like I'm not. That's just my personal preference. That's how I see it, and that's what it is. I'm not going to push it, but I'm not against anybody who want to live their lifestyle however way they want to live it.
Sharice,
Now
you say
let
you
me
Oh,
got
ask
that
you.
good, good,
Let me
baby.
ask you.
Clock it.
Let me tell you. Let
I
me
said
really
y'all wanted.
let me
I said y'all wanted to see
let
this
me
shit. Do not fucking
let me
blame me
clarify.
for what these
Let
niggas
me
are saying.
clarify with